Not a lot else to say about that. You had a long, hard fight, killed the Elder Brain, returned to.
Defeated.
Defeated, yeah. Killed is,
yeah.
yeah.
You didn't kill the Elder.
Don't remind the GM of these things. Now we've got an Elder Brain that wants revenge that's out there. We could have had.
The Elder Brain leave.
That's for the next season, Dave. Don't
What
worry about
happened
it.
to that old hag we released in the very
Oh.
first episode?
L'Oreal is still here. Leave her alone.
Oh dear.
Wouldn't that be an interesting plot twist, though?
I love it.
Yes.
And hang on,
Yeah.
she's not
They're
old.
a team up.
Thank
I
you
love
for your
it when-
patience, Dad.
Players remind me of all those little things that have happened in the last 66 episodes, the last 200 hours of D&D with you lot.
It's like the arsehole in class who says, "But you didn't set us any homework yet."
Yeah.
So,
I'm just very interested in what happened to that thing.
No, you're not.
It's going to turn up while you're asleep and then tap you on the shoulder.
With its tentacles.
Preferably while we're not about.
Medi,
all
you
right,
alive?
let's focus. Let's focus. So, yeah, the Elder Brain fled actually. As far as you know, no longer on this plane. So where it went, you don't know. The consequences of that allowed you to travel back to Gleaming Falls, where you did a little bit of shopping, and you managed to get Medistra raised from the dead and cured her feeble mind. Though he does have summoning sickness, resurrection sickness, and will do for the next 3 or 4 days. So he's still at a slight disadvantage, but it's not as bad as being dead. But he can certainly be of some use to you.
Well,
George.
So you are, I believe, when you talk to the gnome, she was going to accompany you to then get a location of the teleport circle so she could start bringing troops in to secure the city and recover the sick people.
Yeah.
I believe that was the plan. So we will start with you in Gleaming Falls. What do you wish to do?
I want to see if there's any control water scrolls that I can actually buy. May need them in this fight.
Control water scroll.
4th level druid spell.
4th level druid spell.
I don't know whether other classes can use it as well. I just know that's.
There are no control water spells. 4th level druid.
There would be. It was worth a try.
But it was worth a try.
I want to go to Batman's cave and see if I can find some Arblaf spray.
There is no Aboleth spray. There is no Batman's cave.
Yeah, my cave hasn't got any either.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are druids here, but they're not focused on kind of. They're more fungal druids and bee druids and stuff like that, rather than water-based druids. How do I pronounce that?
I thought that you were reading to him. Cool, Bob.
Amenanu Huko.
Ah, right. Apparently, the spell is available for cleric, druid, and wizard.
All right. Maybe then. Let me do this then.
Yeah, available for cleric, druid, wizard, tempest domain, circle of the land, coast, both of the open sea, the genie, and fathomless, whatever they are.
Still no.
Okay.
I'm rolling a straight D20. On a 1 to 8, it's a no. 9 to 12, it's a 9 to. I think it's 9 to 14, it's a maybe, and then 15 plus, it's a yes. And then there are bonuses or something like that.
Can I have a level instead? Then I can cast it myself.
You can learn it yourself and cast it yourself, yeah.
Yeah, when I get in a level.
Ah, you need a level. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to look for?
Could I get some more arrows and maybe keep them in the bag of holding?
Why do you need more arrows? I thought you had 1 billion.
I was going to say, I've got 20 that I'm not using.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, right, okay. Well,
You want some +1 arrows, don't you?
was
Or
gonna say,
maybe
Russ-
have you got a magic bow?
Special
magic bow,
arrows.
well,
Got a magic crossbow, haven't you?
yeah, I have, and it's rather nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can get some bolts. You can get some arrows. You can get both.
We've got bolts in the party as well, from memory.
Oh, I think you've got loads of bolts in the box.
Yeah, bolts
If
shouldn't
you
be a
use
problem
plus,
at all.
If you have a plus crossbow or bow, and you add plus arrows, does it add up, or does it just whatever one's higher?
Takes whichever one is higher.
We've got 161 crossbow bolts.
I took 20 last week, and there's
don't
still
use one.
161.
Oh yeah, Zed, can you put the? I can't put stuff in the party loot. Can you put the medallion of swords in the party loot, and also that trap as well? Because I don't really have to use it anyway. It's just taking up weight.
Do you need the trap? You just leave it here.
Yeah, does it actually help?
But I've sent you up palliative health.
Already got one.
Have you?
Yeah, there was 2 in the party. We
Yeah,
found one that.
You took my
in the,
one, and I
bread.
took the one that was in the party loot.
Ah.
Yeah, so I have just moved the Medallion of Thoughts over, and I'll move your hunting trap over. There you go, that's moved over as well.
Rage, do you want the braces of defense that I've been holding for ages?
I'm wearing a set of braces of defense. +2, I think. Yeah.
What are they?
They're braces that give you defense.
They don't work if you're wearing armor.
Oh,
You have to be naked, like Rage.
And Kurgan.
And me.
Okay.
So that's why he's after you all the time, is it?
My short sword of wounding isn't a +1.
Nope,
No.
it's a magical short sword of wounding. But
It
yeah,
hits
it's not a
creatures
plus
that need magic, but does not actually give you a bonus.
Would it be better if I had a +1 something rather than that?
Well, you'd hit more and
Maybe.
you'd do more damage, but you wouldn't get the wounding. So
Oh no, I'm wearing armour now, aren't I? I've got a +1
Every
leather
single
armour.
thing I wound with it just rolls and heals
Why would I do that?
themselves. It doesn't really affect them.
But it does the extra damage when you hit it, doesn't it?
No, it's only when it's their turn. Not... It's only on their turn, and if they.
Right.
a DC 15 save as well.
Oh. Oh.
Can't remember.
Oh, I didn't realize it actually does take the damage. It just and then it can roll to resist it.
Mm-hmm.
So it
So
takes the initial
it's
time.
actually doing 1d4 extra damage.
Yeah.
Does wounding not stack?
What? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It says that's why if I hit again, it'll add another wound to it.
It's much better than a +1.
But because we're
short
going through the rounds where most we kill stuff before like second or third round, by the time it's already dead.
sword. Consider this one. This isn't going to die after one hit. So hit it lots of times with it and lots of wounds.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, with this, I have no idea what to expect. Just that I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, you have little faith.
I spent all week constantly changing my mind on spells because all my spells, 99% of druid spells are concentration. So I can only cast one of the damn things and then I've got to do something else, which is why I wanted the crossbow. The hand crossbow.
Okay. Anything else you want to
How
do?
how many gold are in a plantium?
5.
Well, can I?
It's 10 per platinum.
I presume all this gold I'm carrying is actually weighing me down. So wouldn't it be better perhaps maybe platinum?
Stick it in the bag. Stick it in the bag of holding with the rest of the.
No, because
Cash.
that's my personal loot, not you. You're the group loot.
Well, you need to carry it then.
I don't think anybody else has got personal loot.
I've got.
Mr. Rogue.
I've got some original funds, but when we originally split, but no.
To be fair, you've got a hut of
I've
heads.
I do have a horde of heads, yeah.
Yeah, mine's from when we were talking to those people in town, which was ages ago. I forgot. So just
I've-
hit things.
I've got the.
There you go, Dart. I've sorted you out.
Oh, thanks.
You
Oh,
take commission.
I did. I took half of it as commission.
Doesn't look like it changed my weight much, though, does it? Actually,
No.
my weight's gone up. Of 91, now it's 90.
Yeah,
You changed it all to copper.
platinum pieces weigh more than gold pieces.
Do they?
Obviously.
Oh,
I don't know, but
Oh.
that would explain it.
No, they don't. They all wear the same. Weirdly.
I'm just going through everybody and converting you all to platinum.
No, I wasn't bothered. I'm not bothered. But thank you.
It's so hard when you get to the shop with platinum.
there's
It's
a
like,
button
I ain't got
on
any change for that.
There's a button next to currency saying convert all currency.
Yeah, you can do it yourself, you
I
numpty.
didn't know that.
God.
Well, you can't technically do it unless you're in a city, so you can't just magically puff.
Yeah, you can't magically do it, but I'll magically do it for you because there you go. All right,
I have a grand total of 15 gold, so it doesn't bother me.
you can absolutely put this off for as long as you want, but eventually the inevitability is going to arrive. Where
Can
you
we
are
get
going
more
to have
healing?
to go.
How many healing potions we got?
Yeah, we may need to get some healing and stuff.
Haven't we each got a superior here?
That isn't going to cut it.
No,
That isn't
but-
going to fucking cut it. No.
See, I've got healing spells that I can use on myself.
No good when
And
you're
that
dead.
doesn't-
No good when you're dead on the floor.
Oh, Dad,
So
I've
no.
got a question.
Yeah, I'll get some healing potions.
The belt of Dwarvenkind gives me dark vision, but the
Yeah.
goggles of night give dark vision as well.
Yeah.
But it says if you already have 60 feet, it extends it by another 60 feet. So does that work with two magic items? Or
Oh, they're both attuned though, and have you got the space?
I would have thought, would that not have been with extending natural
yeah,
I
that's what I
would
was
vision
thinking.
Yeah.
rather than two lots of magical added together?
Yeah, I would think it's natural.
Oh, if you wanted to use them, Rage, you could have the goggles.
You don't need attunement for the goggles.
I've still got the dark vision memorized, so I can still cast it.
Yeah,
but-
if nobody else needs them.
Yeah, if they don't double stack, no problem wearing it.
I think everyone else has got dark vision. Now that he's got the belt. I'm the only human in the party, aren't I?
You
Why
can
did
wait
it say
to find
rage?
out.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'm the only human, so everyone else has got dark vision apart from.
I lack
Good
permission
job.
apparently to get that.
you do? Well, they got sent, so I don't know where they've gone.
Oh, maybe that's why it's crossed over. Is it in your backpack?
They're not in my backpack anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, if you don't have permission and you try and send something over, it disappears.
Is this something to do with the fact that I'm down as rage old, and is it something to linked with that, or?
So there was a rage new for some reason. I forget why there's a rage new. I think I'd fixed something. I think I'd fixed all your buffs or your stats on it.
I don't know. Under players, I'm down as Sarentar rage old, so I have no scuba.
Yeah.
I'll just add it. I'll grab it and add it in.
'Cause if you're going to get the goggles, I'll change that spell. I'm only memorizing it for you.
Yeah, if nobody else has used them, I may as well use them, I suppose. Stop me using the, unless we ever need it, the lantern as the gem.
You only need lantern if you're worried about invisible stuff, really.
Right. So, if I've done this right, yes, Dart. If you wear both goggles of night and a belt of dwarven kind, it gives you 120.
Oh, there you go then.
Um,
Oh, okay.
20 foot of
I think
vision.
it's 90, isn't it? Because it only extends by 30.
No, it extends by
No,
60.
it's 60.
Oh, okay.
Over 60.
They are pretty good.
Yeah, but I thought the goggles and night said specifically they increase it to 90 if you already got 60.
No, it says it doubled. You just add the extra 60.
Yeah, if you already have dark vision, wearing the goggles increases its range by 60 feet.
Oh, very nice.
They are very nice, yeah. Everybody now suddenly gets goggles of night.
It just means you can pull stuff from 120 feet away and give us a chance to get ready for it.
Yes, he can.
Except nobody knows where they've gone.
So, are you keeping them on? So I need to know which keeping dark vision spell or changing it.
Group decision. I'll either have the belt dwarven kind or the goggles, I suppose.
You're not having my belt.
Or I can keep the Well, we found that belt, Dart.
Yeah.
It's not got your name on it.
Yeah, it did. It had all the little.
Nope.
bits out of it. I remember.
That's been sewed in that says Ember.
Yeah. My mum, who's dying, did that.
Well, no, you can take his
Do you
hair.
mean you can see an outline of some stitching where there used to be something attached to them? So that...
Yeah. What you want to do is strap his mum to your front of you and his dad to the back so you know when you've been hit.
That's cruel.
You've changed since you came back.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Rains.
For the worse. Duh.
Right, so let's have a look. Did I get any healing potion?
So there are a total of 8 healing potions, 2 greater healing potions, and 5 superior healing potions. I think is that the order?
Not me.
I think so,
You're
yeah.
Right, would anybody mind if I take a superior and an ordinary?
Do you know we've got a cap of water breathing?
I should have a superior.
Ray,
We
you
should-
don't have to breathe underwater, do you?
No, I don't. That's what I asked you to do at the end of last week. That you remember that
Who?
I had
By the
ended
way-
up with all 5, and when I tried to delete the 4, it deleted them all. So I
What,
should
you
have
mean
one
the goggles
superior.
back, Ray?
We should have a look through the. There's a potion of speed, hill giant strength, vitality, and invisibility in the party
You don't
loop.
want the goggles?
I'm not bothered either way, to be honest with you. I'll just turn my light on.
Oh, okay.
I've re-memorized dark vision just in case, because we can't sneak with the light on. If we need to sneak at some point.
Do
I
I
don't
have
think
to
sneak.
edit this thing then? Or because it's not adding it up?
I will do it for you.
Zed, I think I mentioned this last time. We've got so much junk like gems and all that kind of stuff. Is there a way of cleaning up the interface,
We got
turning it
some-
all into platinum magically, or do you want to be more?
Most of the weight's been taken up all the junk armor that no one uses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, gems I think we should keep because they use as spell components, like we needed for
Yeah.
bringing Medi back.
Only specific gems, though, isn't it?
There's
Yeah.
2
Yeah, there's
suits of
mini
chainmail,
diamonds.
normal
I think
ones.
there's rubies.
Who's got a space for a achievement? Because somebody should wear that ring of regeneration.
No. Nope. I'm a glass cannon. Everything's about spells and magic-y shit. And hoping I don't get hit.
Right, so you don't need any of the non-magical items, do you? Weapons and stuff. They can all go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we just turn them into plat? Or I don't know.
Yeah, I will do. I'll just give you a random amount of platinum for them.
Okay, upwards of 4 figures would be amazing.
It's not going to be 4 figure.
5.
Yep, 5 whole platinum.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I phrased that wrong.
Ray should take the potion of Hill's giant strength.
Should he? Would anybody else benefit from it?
Well,
I think
make him
Kurgan's
even harder.
keeping hold of that, but I think if I need it for anything, then it's probably worth it.
No, it's in the party loot at the moment. I mean, I can put it onto me and then slam it down somebody's throat when they need it.
So,
Get to the bishop.
Is your strength already 20? Because 21's not really going to make a difference, is it?
Oh, mine isn't, no.
Zed, do you know why my movement is 15 feet?
Encumbered?
What's your
Encumbrance?
Well, none of it works because the bag of holding does nothing. So my encumbrance is essentially a bag of holding, my armor, and a shield.
Can you edit the items or the heavy items just to put 0 for now?
Yeah, that would
Possibly.
work.
It's not an ideal solution, but... Or maybe your intelligence is too heavy.
Too heavy indeed.
Right. I've just given you about 180 platinum. Probably way more than you should have got, but I've got rid of loads of your random bits of.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, your random bits of random loot other than gems and stuff.
Okay. We have got 10 signet rings, by the way. We've got a whole bunch of jewellery that, unless we're going to enchant or do stuff with, that we need to get rid of at some point.
Yeah, I can get rid of them now for you if you want.
Ray, is you on the potion of speed?
I've got a potion of speed on me.
Can I have it? Because I haven't got one.
200. So I'll give you another 20.
How did that turn around? Would you like a potion of speed? No, thanks. I've got one. Well, can I have it?
Well, no one
Yeah.
has one, do they? I'm just saying, it's just sitting there.
Probably useful for you to have it, because I think you attacking twice around does a hell of a lot of damage.
Although I can't use sneak attack twice. But, yeah.
No, but if you miss on the first attack, the second attack, you might get a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
That's
So-
what I cast haste on you way back when I was playing Kurgan at one point, for that reason.
I know the gnomes are going to help teleport, or they're going to teleport a bunch of people there. Once we've gone in, done the stuff, killed the things, can we get out again? Have we got a teleport out?
Although I would say Jet's probably better having it because he's just like a machine gun then.
What, the speed potion?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, right, I'll give it to him.
No, we haven't got to teleport out. We've got to teleport back there.
Where'd I put it?
Teleport back. She needs to get back to start bringing people over once it's bound. But no,
So
once
how
we're
do we-
there, probably by foot.
Walk, swim.
Well, no, we run to where they're teleporting people out, and then we should be able to go out with them.
Yeah, they will. She will tell. I mean, so she doesn't have. She has one. She's
Two.
not an arcane caster, so they don't have. They do have a wizard, and so what she'll have to do is come with you, go back, and then come back again with a scroll and one of her wizards who can also see the circle. They don't have enough spare scrolls, but they will guarantee that they'll wait for you. They'll wait for you 7 days. If you haven't come back after 7 days, you're either not coming back or not coming back.
Or we find another way out.
Or you found another way out that's quicker than teleporting.
So we've
What
got
if we-
7 days, and then they nuke this place from orbit.
Correct.
Or we level up and I get teleport.
Yep.
Or you level up and you get teleport, correct. All of those are things that are options.
I think we should go in and whoop some butt.
Did you give me the potion of superior healing? That? It's not on my
No.
character sheet. Ah, okay.
I thought you had one.
No, I passed it over. It gave me all 4 last week. Then you said to delete the other ones, and it deleted all of them.
Yeah, it would do.
And then I took the one out of the party.
There's
that
no
was
way
under.
to. There's no way to delete the 4 that you told me to delete, so I couldn't
yeah,
get it back.
yeah. So in future, reduce the number you have to 1.
Yeah, I didn't know that I could do that at the
Yeah,
time.
no, that's fine.
It's just so that I've got a potion in case it's needed or I need to give it to somebody else.
Right, you should have a potion of superior healing on your character sheet. No, I've given it to the direwolf.
I was going to say I haven't got one.
I gave
I
it to the
would have
direwolf.
trouble actually pouring it, I think.
Well, I was going to say, can you get the top off?
Yeah, but I'd have to break the glass.
Yeah,
Might lose some of it.
where's my token on the thingy?
Thank you.
On the board?
Missing art, because
Yeah,
you know.
Because
Ember
you're
is
hiding down a corridor somewhere.
Oh, okay.
All right, are you done? I
Did,
don't want to say I don't.
did we,
didn't
did
give
we
you
buy more
time.
magic potions?
I still have 15 speed. Yeah, I'm carrying about 36 pounds, so something's definitely broken.
Hang on, Moriarty. Let's-
Party.
Do we have spare potions of healing, did we say? Or
I didn't get extra hit points.
What I'd probably say is we also need to get rid of the chain shirt +1, the leather +1, the chain mail +2. I think the plates being converted at some point, maybe, I don't know.
yeah, essentially it was after half plate +2 if possible, but I don't think that was going to happen.
Not in the time we've got, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'd keep that to be cheaper, but I think the others can probably go, can't they?
The leather +1. I mean, I'm wearing studded leather, so there's not going to be much change.
It's exactly the same, yeah. It's exactly the same.
Whether or not would it be magical, whether it'd be like a reduction in
It'd be
weight.
lighter,
Yeah.
leather +1.
Does it help on stealth or anything?
I'd
can't
actually
remember
like some studied
Studied.
leather, if that's possible. Because I'm still using leather, but it's magical leather.
Yeah.
I've just put another leather +1 in the party loot, because I don't wear it.
Yeah, but I'd like studied leather +2 or something like that.
You don't want a lot then, do you? Jesus. Are we all putting shopping lists in there?
I mean, I like some adamantine half plate +3, but
Me
I
too.
know that I'm going to get some.
I think everybody would like that.
Yeah. I'd like to be able to wear adamantine +3, but I can't wear metal.
How much does it cost for healing potions? So,
450 gold for a superior, I think.
Yeah. Or 45 platinum.
They ain't cheap.
because I ain't got any on me at all. Except it's anointment that I like rubbing on Kirk.
I must have missed that week.
Yeah, he was dying.
Not that kind of ointment.
Was this a between the sessions session?
No, it's
Don't encourage him, Dave.
We were in that. What was it? Those, the big sort of metal.
It's when you're in the water last week
rhino-
and you jumped up in
rhino
a see-through
thingies,
t-shirt.
Big rhinos that made of gorgons. That's where it was. The place where we fought the gorgons.
We also have some weird shells from some dodgy snails.
They're in the tower at the moment, aren't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
are those the ones that are reflective?
Yeah.
Rage
Yeah, they-
them into anti-magic something or other.
Spell reflection or something.
For some reason, you've got L'Oreal has got a 50% deduction on her speed.
It seems to have fixed itself now.
No, I've just given you 60-foot base movement.
Oh.
Take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. Hopefully it'll fix in the future and then I can just run really fast.
Yeah, hopefully it'll fix in the future when
No
we
spell
reimport
effects
them.
on you? Like,
First thing I checked.
just drunk?
Yeah, there's no spell effects. There's no special trait. There's nothing.
Slow?
Oh, apparently my own Spirit Guardians spell. There we go.
So now you can move 120.
Oh, was that making you slow?
Yes, my own Spirit Guardians was making me slow. I've taken it off now and I've reset my speed, so
Is
that's
that
fine
one
now.
of its side effects?
Nope.
it is for people that you don't declare as being immune, for sure.
Apparently, I didn't declare myself.
I'm going to exclude everybody but myself. No, include everybody but myself.
Start burning myself and walking
Yeah.
really slowly.
Okay, are we ready to do this?
Yes.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Okay.
Pub first? No? Okay.
Yeah, put first. Let's have a break till next week.
Oh, I've got a healing potion,
Good Dart.
but it only heals. It's just a normal healing potion.
Anyway, portal.
2d4 plus 2.
I'm going to make a quick rule here. If Dart interrupts again, he's on disadvantage for the first 6 rounds of combat.
Stop talking.
Be warned. Right. Are we ready? You
Yes.
can nod, Dart. You can nod, Dart. Good.
What potion do you have, Dart?
Ready? Right. You go to the town's teleportation circle. After doing your best... Well, actually, no. She gives you a scroll because you have seen the portal. And so you're going to have to cast the spell.
Oh, here we go.
So it's going to be an Arcana check. Arcana check.
Oh, we had this conversation last time, didn't we? What's my Arcana?
Oh, it was a spellcaster check, wasn't it?
Spellcasting check, so it's your casting attribute plus 1d10 against, I think it's a level 5 spell, the teleportation circle spell?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So you need a DC 15.
We figured it was
Don't forget
Dave.
about inspiration and stuff, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Dave who did it last time. Sorry, L'Oreala, right?
Yeah.
It was L'Oreal that did last time, yeah.
Okay. Don't fuck it up.
Thanks.
Go on.
We cast
L'Oreal.
guidance and there was bardic inspiration and all sorts, wasn't there?
All the things.
Okay, so guidance.
I'll give
Uh,
bardic inspiration because Celts is a better
Well,
one.
if you have Bardic Inspiration, that is one less Bardic Inspiration for the day that Kelg will have.
No, that's for me. I'm giving bardic inspiration. It's
Okay.
less, and I don't tend to use mine, so
There you go.
that's a
Fine
D6.
then. I forget there are 2 bards in the party.
It's a d6, is it, sorry?
D6, yeah.
Just a thought. Should we try and see if anybody's got anything like a hero's feast or the like?
Have
It
you got
takes
a
ages to eat
1,000 gold piece bowl?
Yes, we absolutely have. Yeah, it was just over there behind us.
It also takes ages to eat the damn stuff. As in hours, if I remember right.
Okay, just make the roll. You either make it or we don't. If we don't make it, they can give us another fucking scroll.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Depends
Yeah.
where we end up.
Oops.
So I don't need to bend luck. We're all right.
Never in doubt.
The nerve in the anticipation of the fight to come. L'Oreal almost fluffs the words.
Oh,
Efficiency. Just doing just as much as I need to get it to work.
Gets it spot on.
Yeah.
I'm saving my reserves for the upcoming confrontation.
if it was efficient, we wouldn't need the guidance or the bardic inspiration either.
Where is the teleportation circle taking you to? Is it the northern circle? Is it the tower?
I thought we were going to the first entrance, aren't we, where everybody is?
Okay.
I thought there was one just north of where we saw the slimy stuff.
But we want to be so she can get to with the people so she can throw them back in and out again.
Oh, in which case then it's the town, isn't it?
Yeah, we can walk the rest of the way, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without triggering a mass combat, because we know Zed doesn't want one.
Yeah. I think even the DM doesn't want a mass combat either.
No, I'm bored of mass combats now. We've had far too many mass combats. Okay, so let me just. I don't think you're still on this map anymore, are
No.
you? No.
No,
Okay.
we've got no vision.
Yeah, let me just drag you over. That's why. Okay. All right, let me put you on the map.
Jet starts randomly firing off in directions to see whether he can hit something.
Yeah.
I'll put you on the map. It doesn't particularly matter at this point in time.
That's the
because
teleportation room there, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to be. Tell me if you're not on the map. I haven't got you on there yet, Ember. There you go. Who's missing?
Kurgan.
Kurgan and L'Oreal.
Which map are we on? City North or?
We are.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on there.
Okay. So you teleport. Your teleport circle takes effect, allowing you and the druidess, the cleric, to step through. The area is quiet. You are inside the temple, and no noise is filtering through. Almost immediately, she begins to invoke the scroll. Does she make it? That's a good question.
Hopefully she's looked at the circle pattern well enough.
The teleportation circle flares. She smiles and she steps through it. She tells you, as she does so, she sort of tells you that she will be waiting with her guard for the next 7 days. She will do her best to get the people out of here and back to Glimmer Falls.
We'll tell her where the normal people are, the ones that
Yes.
aren't infected.
And just tell her where the other ones are.
Yeah.
And the rest are all over the place.
She will do what she can. Certainly focus on the safe ones.
Yes, and remember to put them, make them. Yes, you know.
Make them all safe. Make them all safe.
Make
Yes.
them safe.
Yes.
Disarm them, so to speak.
Is that the same way you make zombies safe?
Exactly.
Maybe.
Ember, you were going to say something? Sorry?
I was going to say something to Rage, but Rage isn't actually doing anything about it, so I'll just talk to the cleric.
Okay.
Just say there's a couple of dwarves and they're my parents, so you make it painless.
Your mic's going a bit funny there. She looks at you a bit puzzled, and you take a few moments to explain to her what you mean, and eventually she kind of understands, nods, and tells you she'll check them out and do what she can for them.
And by checking out, we mean kill.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about it, guys, because I got my dad's funeral on Monday, so it's a bit.
Muted. So I muted the stream. You're right.
I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to dwell on it. That's why.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. There is always the option to say, can we move on? And we move on. That's always an option. Okay. You don't need to move your way through here. Don't worry about it. Are you heading south?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So it's quite eerie. A lot of the people, if you remember, certainly in the southern part of this portion of the city, seem to be under the influence of the Illithids. And for the most part, they are quite, they're very quiet and not really doing anything, which is kind of concerning in the sense of that they're clearly waiting for some kind of instruction or hive mind to get them to operate. They're just not doing it. Passing on over the drawbridge to the south takes you down. Let me just do this, because that way it becomes so much easier. Takes you, so you can see the whole map now. Takes you down into the southern part of the city. And again, I'm just going to open the entire map for you. Once again, the lack of any of the Illithids or the Illithids minions makes this quite an eerie place. Very quiet once again. You continue southwards, passing the river and down to the southern passageway. If you remember, this passageway here takes you to the tower. So you go into territory unknown, passing down the southern passageway.
Scout.
Almost, not too long after you leave the city behind, the passageway begins to go downwards. It starts at a fairly gentle slope, but sort of for every couple of 100 feet you travel, the slope begins to get steeper. And you've probably gone no more than 200-300 feet from the entrance of the city when you start to notice the passageway seems to have a sort of a light greenish plantation on it. You know when sometimes when you have rocks at the beach and the tide goes out and there's that green sort of stuff that's really slippery and you always fall over on it? Well, that's what the ground begins to look like the further south you travel. And you begin to notice that approximately kind of cartwheel width apart are two narrow slits running down and following this passageway down. You pass a fairly sharp corner at one point. There is the remains that is now waterlogged and water sodden and algae covered cart that looks like it's smashed up against the cave wall. The cave gets so the passageway that you're following gets even steeper. You estimate you've probably travelled 2/3 of a mile, and you're sort of for every 10 or 15 feet you're going forward, you're probably going down between 5 and 10 feet, and it's getting steeper and steeper and steeper. Eventually, it's almost 45 degrees. You pass another wagon that's smashed up against a corner, and then you get this effect where you kind of run straight downwards. And at this point, you can start to hear the distant sound of a waterfall.
Just out of interest, what was in those wagons that smashed against the wall, or were they empty?
Crates and broken glass.
Brain juice then. Or whatever they're sucking out the people.
The sound of the waterfall is still quite faint. For every sort of step that you're taking, you're having to become slower and slower and really concentrate so that you don't lose your feet. And this sliminess is getting worse.
Do we want to send out a forward party?
Yes, indeed.
Not too far out though. Stay within sight.
Okay, the wagons that we found, there was no one with them.
No.
They were just abandoned, so whoever was with them is missing somewhere as well.
So who is going to scout ahead?
Me.
You. Okay.
Medistra.
Give
Okay.
yourself- Oh, so close to a natural 20. Okay, how far ahead are you going? By the way, Ember, are you wearing both the goggles and the belt?
Yep.
Okay, 1 second. In which case, I should be able to do this.
It says it's got. Oh, okay. Oh. I don't know. I'm in front by about 60 feet.
By about 60 feet. Okay, that's fine. Who else is going with Ember, or is she going on her own?
Can I say that I'm at the back of the party, and I keep glancing behind to make sure we're not surprised from
You
behind?
can be at the back of the party. Absolutely.
I'll go as well, but I'll let Ember go in front, and I'll keep
Actually,
Ember in sight.
I'll
and
be
follow behind.
more like 90 feet probably in front.
Okay.
Okay.
So
then,
you're
yeah,
90 feet in front.
and I'll go say 40 feet, 40 or 50 feet.
So Ember, you're at okay. So the best I can do is this.
I'm going to
Right.
keep in contact through message. 120 feet
Okay.
to relay it back to the party.
Right. Ember and Jeleneth. Ember, you've come to a corner.
Jump.
You've come to a corner where the passageway takes a 90-degree sharp turn once again in amongst the foliage that you can see, which looks very much like seaweed type foliage or aquatic plant, but it's also quite, it's not dry and dead, but it is shriveled. There is a lot of moisture in the air. There's a lot of moisture on the floor. There's water dripping down from the walls of the cave and the cavern and the passageway that you're following. Sort of over here is a smashed wagon. You can see the wagon tracks continue to go southwards, and just peeking around the corner, you can see a faint purple glow. I presume you can see the map.
Well, I can see these great big round things, which I'm probably not supposed to see. Maybe.
Which great big round things? Ping them.
This sort of round thingy, this round one, and this third one.
Oh, you can see those. Yeah, don't worry about that. You can't see those just yet.
And there's something weird thing here as well.
Yeah, there's some stuff on the map that I can't hide. I don't think I can hide. I can't hide from you at the moment, so you're just going to have to
Problem. I didn't think I was
pretend you don't
anyway.
see them.
Okay.
Pretend they are a surprise.
I'll just zoom in on the immediate area then.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll keep the distance behind Ember, so when she stops, I'll stop.
I can't actually move myself because the game's paused.
Oh, sorry. No, it's not.
So I'll wait for Ember to basically taking me to go forward before I'll go any closer, but I'll stay where I am for the time being.
Can you move yourself now, Ember?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Is it normal I don't have a token?
Nobody else is on this particular map because you're.
Okay.
I don't have a corridor far enough to bring you on the map yet. I will bring you on as soon as you all move forwards. When you move forwards 40 feet to where Jeleneth is, I can start adding you to the map.
I'm gonna peek around this corner with my mirror.
Okay.
Oh, is it shifted, isn't it? Oh no. Oh,
As far as you can tell, there seems to be something glowing. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You've stated you were looking through your mirror, so you can pull yourself out so you can see down. That's not a problem. As far as you can see, looking down, the passageway continues 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 feet to the south, and then it seems to turn sharply eastwards again. There seems to be some kind of crystalline formation that is giving off this faint purple glow.
I presume it's giving off light as well, obviously. So
Correct, yes.
If I move there, I'm not in effect of the light.
No, you will be just outside of the light. Jelena, you watch as Ember cautiously peeks around the corner and then scurries around into the south.
Okay. I'll signal those behind me to move forward and point at the floor, and then I'll sneak forward to the corner to see around.
Okay, Okay, move yourself forwards, Jelena.
I'll roll stealth as soon as I've moved.
Yeah, that's fine. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Nice. I'm going to bring everybody else onto the map.
That means it's natural once the rest of the night.
I'll wait till you've done that.
Okay, everybody else should now be on the map and have vision.
So if I go through here, I'm going to break my stealth, obviously.
Yeah. You will certainly start to glow. Correct.
Okay, I'm going to hug the wall. Oops, can't do that. Just hug the wall there.
Okay.
Oh, right, it goes around there, so it's there and there.
Yes.
So if I go over there. Okay, I want to peek around this corner.
Okay, that's fine. Move yourself out a little bit. Give me another stealth check, but with disadvantage because you are backlit in a little bit of light from these crystals.
Even though I'm trying to hug the wall as closely as
Yep.
possible.
Yep.
Oh, wait, roll, you don't.
Row your dice gently down the dice tray. Okay, 19 is still a good number, remember. Jonathan, you can see Ember doing her best to try and hug the wall. She is doing a good job, but she does have some glow on her, which is reflecting off some of her bits of kit that she carries.
Oh, I'm in the wall.
You're in the wall. Try not to go in the wall. Yeah.
Ah!
It's fine. I know you're hugging. That's fine. So as you come out of the light, you can kind of feel this crystalline light fading behind you. You can see both to the south and to the east. Looking southwards, you can see literally what you can see. Just be careful though. Some of the things that you can see on the map are not actually what they are, so I need to explain it. Right. Looking southwards, you can see what appears to be a cart. So that is a cart. But the other accoutrements around the cart are crate, not a sarcophagi, a load of rope.
A dead body.
And a dead... no, the body is there, and it is an illithid's body.
Okay.
You can also see what you said you can see. You can see a strange, watery, opaque, watery orb or wall or something that seems to prevent you from seeing beyond it.
Do you mean down here?
Yes. Yeah, the edge is just where the body is.
Oh, because I can't see further than that. Whatever that is,
Yeah.
that's rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't be able to because some of this is proper thick wall. Looking eastwards, you can hear. Well, here you can. First of all, you can hear the sound of the water. The river that you've been following seems to be running very fast, and you can hear.
There?
Correct, and you can hear the sound of water crashing over creating what sounds like a waterfall further southeast of you.
Right, do I go south or do I go east?
Well, it's up to you.
I think I'm going to go east.
Okay.
So from where I am, can I hear the water But
You can hear the water. The water's been getting louder as you've been walking down this passage, and now you can all hear the sound of water falling.
Yeah, some more crystals.
Correct. There is more crystal.
Can I do another stealth roll?
what's the
You can.
edge? This light here, is it permanently up or only when Ember went past it?
Permanently up. It's a faint. It's a pale. Well, it's not pale. It's a purple glow from a cluster of crystals that are nestled in the wall.
I think we just saw all but one.
Yeah, but nobody's in line of sight for her.
I don't. Oh no, I've already got inspiration anyway.
And you've already got inspiration, yeah. So as you move into here, Ember, it opens up into a tiered cave. So by tier, what I mean is this area here is probably 5 feet or so below the area that you're stood on. There is an obvious ridge drops down, and looking the other side, there is also a ridge up to another similar area, the other side of the flowing water at your similar height. So this is kind of like a 5 foot depression in the ground with the water running through it.
Did you say I could hear a waterfall?
You can. You can't see it, but you can
Which
hear it.
way
And
is
it's
it
quite
coming?
loud now. And it's coming from this kind of direction here.
Alright. Oh, let me do that.
And from your perspective, whilst it's narrower than in the city, you do believe this could very well. You think this is probably the river that was meandering through the Illithid city is now coming and opening out into this area.
And it starts here.
And it's this area here, yeah.
I'm confused because on the other map, it's the river's going south, not north.
Yep, this isn't. This is running south.
Oh right.
It's running from up here down this way.
Oh,
Don't forget we're a lot lower as well.
And you're a lot
Oh
lower.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I climb down the wall?
5 foot. You can cushion climb down it.
Oh, okay.
Just give me a climb check to make sure you don't fall.
L'Oreal nudging Jelanath and whispering,
Is
Can you
that
"Can you see Ember up ahead?"
No, not.
Is that just a
She-
normal straight?
She
strength
didn't
check?
signal me forward. She just disappeared. I'm hoping that I was waiting for you to catch up to see if Kurgan's heard anything from her.
Oh,
I'm still keeping in touch.
well, I'll tell Kurgan that they can come past the first crystal because it's safe there.
All right, past first crystal, folks. We're moving up.
Ember, looking at the river, the water is very fast. It's in a fairly narrow channel here. The area that you're stood on does have signs of once being flooded. But again, like everywhere else, it is covered in that slick green algae. You get the sense, you get the sense that if you do anything other than a standard move, you're going to have to make acrobatics checks or dex checks to keep on your feet.
Just don't go south of. Check this south area.
I'll tell Kurgan if she wants water.
Medi, give me Medi, give me a perception check. Rage, give me a perception check. Medi, you don't really see it. Rage, both Medi and Rage, you see, and L'Oreala, you see here and all the way, for those of you who can see over here, there seems to be some kind of opaque water-like bubble that you cannot see through. It doesn't appear to be making a noise, or if it is, the noise of the waterfall that you can hear off to the east is stronger than whatever that's giving off. But Rage, you see it first. Stepping out of the bubble appears to be a figure. It sort of kind of lumbers over to one of the crates here, and you see it put something in the crate, and then it turns and disappears out of your view.
The fuck was that?
What was it doing? What was it, and what was it doing? It just put something in a crate and it's vanished.
It looked humanoid.
I suggest we step away from this entrance to either side of the passage so we can't be seen.
Okay. I'll let you ponder that. Ember, you can now see the source of the waterfall. From where you are, you can, looking sort of south down this passageway, you can see the water hits a ledge and disappears over the side. But equally, at the same time, you can see what appears to be a curtain of water coming from higher up and passing this passageway. The passageway that you've all been travelling down is 20 feet high. Where you are, Ember, the chasm, the chamber that you're in is where the depression is that you're on. It's about 25 or so feet. And this is quite a steep run, so it's probably
your camera's going to go, I think, because you're frozen.
Yeah, it's gone again.
We can hear you.
Can hear you fine.
I can hear you though.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was flickering pink randomly.
Was it?
Yeah.
Very weird. Okay, I'll leave it for now.
It might catch up again.
We'll fix it shortly. So you can see a curtain of water falling down from higher up as well, Ember.
And I presume that's what the symbol thing
That's
is.
what that is. Yeah, that represents that represents the waterfall.
I can see past the waterfall, so is that just land?
You can see past the waterfall to what appears to be a lake, a vast lake.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to go back because I'm not going further. I'm not going in there.
Okay.
Oops.
Do we not have a Kelvin with us this evening?
Well, his picture's there, so he's here. But
he's clearly not. Okay.
I'm going to pass the information on to Jet about what Rage and Kurgan saw to the south.
Okay.
Oh, you're back. Your video's back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's been like going pink and green randomly, just like a very quick flicker, like a blink.
Weird.
When everyone's together again, I'm going to say, when we're not in sight or something, I want to cast the ritual to give us all water breathing. So it's going to take us about 10 minutes. So when we're somewhere safe, don't
How long does it
go
last
in.
for?
24 hours.
I think L'Oreal was casting a ritual as well, so you can ritual up together.
Right. If she's casting that now, then I'll cast.
What are you ritualing?
Just don't cross the rituals.
What are you ritualing?
Detect magic. It's in chat. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Wasn't looking. Detect.
Yeah, and I'm doing water breathing for the party.
Sorry, bear with me one sec. I've just seen something. Okay, and what's the radius on detect magic? Remind me.
I believe it's 60 feet, and it's my vision.
Okay. 60
So
feet.
it moves with me.
Okay, right. At the moment, apart from the group, there is no magical sources, I think,
Tell
that you
what,
can
having
see.
more than 60 feet is much
Do-
better vision.
Do you
for us.
physically have to see it? Be able to see for it to detect?
I think it does penetrate a short distance through soft objects.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So because of the place that you're in at the moment, it doesn't penetrate very far.
Yeah,
And
I'm taking a look at this with glowing barrier.
Okay. That takes 10 minutes to cast, right?
It does, yes.
In which case, Medi, from where you are,
Mm-hmm.
you will see another figure appear from out of this murky thing, walk over, do something, disappear out of sight again.
And I'll be gesturing to
Ooh.
Medi to get into cover. You're in the light.
L'Oreala, where did you move to over here for a second, L'Oreala?
Well, if I'm still casting the ritual, it's there, and I did check it's 30 feet, so I've got to be pretty close.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Oh.
mine's 30 feet for water breathing, so people are within range.
Yeah, okay.
I'll be gesturing to Rage to pull Medi back from the edge because he's just in the middle of the light.
I like living on the edge.
In the middle of the light.
Well, on the edge, in the light.
He's living on the edge.
I presume that the water breathing would have been cast, so I start moving rather than us wait.
It's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes when it's
Yeah,
cast.
so everybody gather up.
So if you walk out before I cast the spell, you won't get it.
That's what I mean. I'm waiting.
Okay.
Yeah. After
Alright.
that, you go.
Give me a second. So who's getting water breathing?
Everybody.
Well, I'll
It's 10 people.
obviously I don't need it, but you know, hey ho.
Right, you have all got water breathing.
Yay!
Isn't that clever?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to blend back into this purplish light.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna.
Here's a question. Being underwater with water breathing, how does that affect spell casting, if at all?
It's exactly the same. So looking at it, it makes no difference. You technically can't cast spells underwater, but the general consensus is to allow people to cast a spell and then they basically take a lungful of water.
I was looking that up and I found a post by Jeremy Crawford going back to 2017. There's no rule prohibits verbal components from working underwater.
Yeah.
It's just that if you hold the breath, well, since we don't have to hold the breath, I don't know whether that means you can still cast it.
I like the fact that you can't say words.
Well, to be fair, if you can't, it's because it would make fighting an underwater creature very difficult for the party. It wouldn't be impossible. It would just make half of you not.
Well, the fact that it says no rule prohibits verbal components from working underwater means that you're going to be casting a spell underwater, but then you're going to be drowning after that.
Drowning, yeah.
Mm.
But you're not drowning because you've got water breathing, so technically you can still cast.
Mm.
Well, that's what I was asking. So if we didn't have water breathing, I think we'd probably struggle, right? But with water breathing, we're probably okay.
One verbal component spell off, and then you'd immediately go to the drowning status.
Okay.
Now you won't.
But you're not drowning because you're not water. Yeah, you know what? You've got water breathing now, so weird.
That's assuming there's no anti-magic fields that you're not aware of.
Yeah.
I'm going to use prestidigitation and just make the water all go away a bit at a time. Or is that thaumaturgy, sorry?
We'll come back in a few centuries.
That's right, mop it up.
It
One
would come
cubic
back.
foot at a time.
It would flow back in quicker than you can get rid of it with thaumaturgy, I tell you.
Let's all line up.
Why do you think I wanted to control water?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Ministra, this figure here, again to you, looks like an illithid.
The dead one, yes.
And a dead one.
I'm going to whisper to Ember. Go and check what's in that box. But be careful.
Okay, as you get to there, Ember, and again, apologies, they're not on the map, but this side here, there are stacks of crates. There's probably 4 or 5 crates, up to certainly taller than you, probably up to chest height on Rage. But there's one on the ground nearby with a lid half open, and it looks to have empty vials inside it.
These are the same files that we found with that other liquid.
Correct.
Looking.
And on this side, where you can see, as I say, where you can see all these accoutrements around the cart, and ignore the skeleton in the cart, it's a bunch of closed crates. But the open crate here has a load of those vials in. It's probably half full. It can probably take, rough estimation, 48 vials. And it's currently half full, and each of the vials does appear to contain liquid.
So it's basically taking the vials through one way and then filling them up and putting them back in here. It's a production line.
Is that a statue?
You can't see it.
Oh, I can't see past the field.
I don't think I can make this. No, you can't see. Let me. The best I can do is this, I think.
Theatre of the mind.
Oh, okay. So, okay, I get it.
The best I can do is that for now.
Right.
That will stop you from seeing beyond, right?
Well,
what you do see, Ember. As I say, looking above you, this cave is not that high. It's probably, again, 20, 25, 25 feet to the ceiling.
That's low.
In front of you is what appears to be an opaque orb of water. But it's not making any sound, but you can just see it ripple like water that goes all the way up to the ceiling, as a sphere would do.
And you say that's a dead illithid?
And that is a dead illithid.
I'm going to check to see what might have killed it.
The fact that it doesn't have a bottom, its waist, which intersects this sphere, is missing, and it's basically just bled out.
No, so it's a barrier.
But that creature came out of it.
Yeah.
Correct. The creature came out of it.
If we can't get through the barrier, what do we do?
Kurgan, tell Ember that to take cover. I think one of those creatures might be coming soon.
Blah 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 blah.
At which point, stop.
What?
We all just roll initiative. It's not necessarily because we're going to combat, but I need to control this. I need to control this with initiative.
Oh, it's so nearly a 13, and it's a 2.
Nearly a 13, it's a 2.
I can't find initiative.
We might spend a lot of time in initiative.
Top right. Oh, that's a good roll.
Oh.
I would like to give myself inspiration.
Okay. You can do that.
Bear with me, sorry.
Perfect timing.
Go!
Another one. Who are you giving initiative, inspiration to?
Myself, I think. Oh no, I've already got inspiration. Who needs it?
Got to be in your line of sight.
Probably Rage. And Rage, do you have it?
I don't, so I will gladly take that.
Yep.
Right. As Medistra says to Kurgan, tell Ember something might be coming out the barrier. Ember turns and begins to stealthily walk back towards you, literally as a figure comes out of the barrier, and this is what it looks like.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Missing
those barnacles on its shoulder or eyeballs?
They are barnacles. On its
Muscles
shoulder.
is back on the menu.
Do we know what that is?
Zombie.
Give me either religion roll. Give me religion rolls if you're trained, if you're proficient.
Oh, I can think I might be able to do that. Let's see. Oh no, bugger.
Yeah, I've got points in it because I'm a bard, but I'm not trained.
Bards can roll as well because bards naturally are jack of all trades, masters of none. They sing for their supper and
What about
sleep
me?
with everything they can find. Yeah, I'll let you roll as well, Ember.
What am I rolling? Religion.
Religion. Jeleneth, you've heard tales of what are sometimes called sea zombies, but are more accurately described as drowned ones. They are often the byproduct of sailors, pirates or otherwise, that have gone down with their ship at a point of intense negative emotions, and they turn into these things called drowned ones. It is undead.
I shall point that out to the others, saying that we've got undead and over there. Whether it's one or more, I don't know. But
Okay.
Does it look like the same one that came out last time? Or am I too far away to sort of speculate?
Too far away to speculate. You would need to see if another one came out at some point to do a comparison.
Thing is, do we kill it? Has it seen us or not?
Well, let's go. Let's figure it out. So, Jet, did you want to do anything in reaction to this happening?
No. I'm going to draw an arrow, and then anything that comes in to attack us, I will fire.
Okay. Ember, do you want to do anything at this point? You will hear it come out. It's not being quiet. It's just there's probably that kind of wet suction sound as something kind of comes out of water that's got a bit of resistance to it, which causes you to kind of look over your shoulder and see this thing. At this point, it hasn't seen you.
And also, I didn't hear it until it came out, so therefore I can't
Okay.
hear past the barrow.
Right. Yes.
I'm not going to do anything. But
Okay. Are you going to try and move away? Or are you going to just hide where you are?
Hide where I am.
Give me a stealth roll.
Another one. Oh.
When was the last one you made?
I made it when I was walking down the corridor.
Yeah, you've searched this area, so you've kind of broke your stealth to look in the basket, the boxes and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just use a bonus action to hide the game then.
Fine.
I'm getting the wrong thing. Oh, not what I'm doing.
Okay. Decent number. Jeleneth.
I'm going to hide as well.
Okay.
But stay in sight.
All right. Rage.
Ooh.
Staying silent, staying still.
Okay. Ember, from your crouch position, first of all, let's see if it sees you. Trying to beat a 20. No chance. You watch as it walks over to this crate. It walks over to the crate. Yeah, it walks over to this crate, and it places a vial carefully into the box. It then rises, heads over to here, picks a vial out of the box, walks back through the barrier.
Wait, there's another box there.
Yeah, that was a box that has the empty ones in.
Oh, and that's all. Oh, okay. So it's picking up.
Do you think if we're holding a vial, we can get through that barrier?
Ooh.
Well, let's hope you'd have to be dead to go through it.
Out of character, because I don't know that happened, but
You went to walk through the barrier.
Tell that here. Must be child wrangling, maybe. He will stay. What?
Sorry, there's a child talking in my ear. Was that a question for me?
Yeah, just, are you doing anything? Everybody's kind of holding at the moment.
Yeah, I am also going to hold
No.
and wait to see what happens. In fact, I can't actually see this thing where it's emerged, but presumably people are kind of.
Well,
Yeah.
Presumably people are kind of.
You've got whispers going on.
once this thing goes through the out of sight, I'm going to start counting.
Yep. Okay. L'Oreal.
Had I finished casting my detect magic yet?
Yeah, that happened just before all this had kicked off.
In which case, I will move up to here, and I will, well, with the child in the way, probably not do a lot.
Okay, how far does that go? Okay. You're getting a very faint magical aura right at the edge of your 30 feet.
I did kind of want to approach this corner and maybe risk a quick glance.
Yeah, go for it. So does that give you view? That gives you view to the wagon, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
The wagon is definitely magical, and it's the same magical effect that's been was given off by the vials that you were finding in various places and amongst various people that you believe are the mind control vials.
Some kind of enchantment type magic, then, is it? Oh.
Enchantment type magic, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I will pop my head back in. Actually, since I'm a reasonable distance away, I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Kurgan, anything from you?
No, I'm just going to carry on keeping in touch with whoever's skeleton out front, find out what everybody's up to.
Pedistra, anything from you?
I'm just still counting. I want to see if this thing comes out at the same time period.
Okay, I'm going to drop us out of combat, but please don't all just randomly move tokens because there are things going on that I need to stop, just in case you do things that you can't do. Okay, I know that sounded very cryptic, didn't it?
Well, I'm going to head back to the party and just discuss what I've seen.
Yeah, move yourself back.
I'll explain what that thing is, because you weren't there when I was telling you that it's undead.
How long are you waiting for?
Well, I've got a rough idea that this thing came out when they started casting the ritual, and another one came out just after the ritual.
So about 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Another figure comes out.
Does it look like the last figure?
It's a bit different.
It is a bit different. Only it's very, it's not massively different, to be fair. It's like a reverse of the other one, but the point is, it's different.
Wavy background.
It is definitely different. That one appears
to be an assassin.
Correct.
It says in writing next to it. He's carrying a placard saying, "I'm an assassin."
Right. So the first one would have had a long sword at its waist in a very sort of barnacled, kind of crusted, salt crusted, kind of stiff scabbard. The other one appears to have a hand crossbow and a dagger. And again, the weapons would look, you're probably a little bit too far away to make out the finer detail, but essentially they'd look like they had been underwater for a long time. It seems to do the same. Goes over to here, disappears, and then you hear a kind of a sucking sound, which you start to associate with passing through the barrier.
Once I hear the sucking sound, I'm going to say to everybody, it seems to be every 600 counts that something, or thereabouts, that something comes through, then puts a vial in, then goes back, picks up another one, goes back in again. So that's kind of our window of opportunity.
Yeah, but there's an Elixir with half its body missing, obviously chopped in half by the barrier. So how do we get through the barrier?
We put a huge bear trap where it appears. No.
Well, do we need to go through the barrier? We just need to destroy the 2 wagons.
Looking through the barrier. Looking through the barrier, have we seen anything else moving through there, or is it really
we can't
totally opaque?
We can't see through it.
But we can't destroy. There's no point destroying the wagons, because the wagons aren't going anywhere because there's nothing to drink this brain control fluid.
Got a really bad idea.
That's what you don't. So that's something you don't actually know. You know the Illithid city that you've destroyed.
Ah.
You don't know if there's more than one group of entities that are acting under the Aboleth's control. You've never established that.
Yeah, there was a mine before that, so there could be more mines the other side of wherever this is.
We don't know if there's an island in the sea above us either, do we?
No. What's the bad idea?
It could dispel the barrier.
Why is that a bad idea?
I imagine it's holding back a fair chunk of water.
We don't know.
Do you want me to put a force field around us? Because you'll have to wait till I'm level 15.
Put the hut up. We'll get in the hut.
Yeah. No, yeah. Actually, that is not a bad idea.
We could drain this sucker.
We could put the hut down, get in it, because we've got water breathing, and then once the pressure of the water's come out, we can come back out again, can't we? Because the hut's not going to move. I think it's a static item, isn't it? Nothing can move it.
Yeah,
it is.
It doesn't fill all these tunnels, and then the pressure never goes down.
We've got 24 hours.
Yeah.
Just to put a dampener on things, no pun intended.
You need to roll a 19.
Well, who knows? Probably something high, based that this seems a fairly permanent enchantment. But other than that, we are way out under the sea, aren't we?
Yep.
So it might take a while, as in forever, for this to train. So I'm thinking maybe that's why it's a bad idea.
We could go try and go for the waterfall.
Just think of all the shipwrecks we might find.
If this has been cast by, say, if this has been cast by the Arbaleth,
lightning javelin stuck in.
Yeah.
say this has been cast by the Arbaleth. When we kill the Arbaleth, this is going to disappear anyway.
Not necessarily.
Depends if it's generated by an item that is created.
It could be.
I can't imagine it being concentration.
Do I have any idea what
exactly?
Well, you have to have
what the spell is.
Oh,
if you recast certain spells or rituals often enough, they become permanent or semi-permanent effects. This thing has clearly been down here a long time.
I do get a spell. I'm not sure this next level or the level above that looks similar to this, but nowhere near this size.
Without interacting with it, you are puzzled by it.
Somebody's going to go up and touch it.
I am going to recast. I'm going to recast ritually to take magic and wait for the next thing to come out, and then once it's returned, I'm going to take a closer look at this barrier.
Okay. Let's have a look. So you said 600 counts, didn't you?
Jet, when L'Oreal goes down there, could you get a clear view and cover?
Yep, can do.
This time, count 1,000.
Not for a piss, obviously.
It appears. It places. It goes through the ritual.
No, forgot to allow for breaks.
It goes through the ritual, and then disappears.
After waiting, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds.
Let's take a break for 10 minutes.
Can anybody summon a creature, by the way? Small
can.
animal, and send it through it?
Not yet.
I
Go
can't.
back.
I can
Higher
do,
level spell.
I can
I
do
mean, we've
wall of
got-
fire.
Ember's a small creature.
True.
Yes.
This is true.
Oh, shut up, Kurgan.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a third level spell, which is a bit of a waste.
The only other thing I think of is going around the other way through the waterfall.
Assuming that comes back here.
And there's also some of the cave area I haven't fully explored over there either.
That could be the cold.
This gameplay bundle isn't too bad.
ABS? What's that mean?
Have you gone all NZ or?
God no. I looked at it. A mate of mine has gone all in. I looked at it and I was like, the only thing. So I've got the all-in game, the game bundle, the next one down.
Yeah.
Might
The gameplay one, yeah.
Yeah, and then I might have the premium health chips on top of it, and that's just where
Yeah.
I'll stop.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the all in. It's like I don't need an art book. I don't need a dice tray. Premium health, probably nice. Draw bags, don't need those.
Yeah.
Which game is
Half that
this?
stuff you wouldn't use.
Yeah,
It's the new Elder Scrolls game by Chip Theory Games.
Oh,
And my one of my many board game regrets is selling my all-in original Too Many Bones.
So my complete Too Many Bones collection is on its way to me,
Nice.
I think, or will be in like the next like month or two. That was a hefty wedge of cash.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest regret was pulling out of the 1666 pledge for Kingdom Death Monster because the value in that would be probably double that by the time he's finished playing around with what he does. But I do have a gambler's chest that I paid $40 for that is going to be worth. Apparently, it's bigger than the main board game now, and its value on the second-hand market is going to be $600-700.
How much do you think Space Hulk's worth?
Which version?
Depends on the condition and other stuff, doesn't it?
Still,
the original would be worth a fortune.
No, not so. I haven't got. Well, I got the original, but it's all bits and bobs. The first one that they did with with the Blood Angels.
2017 version? No, earlier than that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's earlier than that. I've got an unboxed version.
If you wanted to sell it, I'd probably buy it off you.
Right.
Because that's one of my other board game regrets is selling my copy.
Oh, right. Because I bought two. I gave one to my dad and I kept one for myself, but I never opened my one.
Wasn't the first one the one with the 3D maps? Or no, it wasn't. It was the 2D. It's just flat maps, wasn't it?
Yeah.
HeroQuest was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got Advanced HeroQuest. In fact, I've got 2 copies of Advanced HeroQuest, so I have giant maps that take up the entire kitchen table.
Oh, nice.
It's amazing. I love it.
The ones that the cardboard was really, really thick. There was more cardboard in that box than anything else.
Yeah.
And it was so big because the miniatures are bigger than the normal used to be. You know, the bigger miniatures. Therefore, the squares had to be bigger. So that actually, when we put the maps together, it went off the table.
I was just looking around for my D&D box set that I got, but I think Lisa's put it in the attic.
How long is the bulb on that R9 desk lamp?
That's quite long.
I can't figure out what the scale of it is.
We all back? Shall we continue?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. You're going to wait for it. Oh, okay. So you were about to say you were going to wait a little bit and then you're going to come down and start.
Gonna have a look at this barrier.
It is magical. No shit, Sherlock.
It's magical effect. It's not an item or anything that's here to...
It is a magical effect. It appears to be evocation. The nearest it kind of resonates with L'Oreal would be a wall of force, but there is something off about it. The magic aura that you're detecting is way stronger for something of the 5th circle. And although it's predominantly evocation, there is I suppose there is an undercurrent of necromantic energy there as well.
That is pretty vile. Can't really tell if there's anything defensive about it.
Are you relaying the necromantic side of things to us?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's so that the undead can go through it?
Possibly.
Perhaps. Could be also how it's powered.
See, if it was an item or creature, I could possibly cast Identify on it, but as it's a magical effect, that won't work.
It is definitely a magical effect.
I'm going to retreat back while we discuss.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm not just stood there for when the next one walks out.
Again, I am continuing to count.
Perhaps
I may miss a few while I say a few words to people.
Perhaps we should see what other entrances there may be to this place. We know at least this is patrolled, if not guarded by these creatures. Perhaps there is a better way in.
Ember, what was to the east?
There's a waterfall or the river, and there's a waterfall that comes down from the ceiling. Past that is a massive lake.
Any creatures or spell effects or like weird
No, I
things
didn't
like
see
that?
anything, but there was also I didn't go north when I went round there. There might be something further north, another way around.
Worth having a look then.
Right, before we go further that way out, can I check for tracks to see if there's any trails of anything else that's gone that way?
Can I assist?
Yeah. Roll with advantage. You rolled a 15 either way. Yeah, there are tracks that have gone that way for sure.
Can I tell what they are? Like this thing's obviously got
Humanoid.
weird feet type thing. It's not these undead,
Humanoid.
but the feet
Wearing
look
boots?
like this.
Some with boots, some without boots. Some slightly misformed feet.
Probably these undead then. So we may find more ahead.
Well, let's press on. Time is moving on. And Medistra is conscious of this water breathing spell. He's died once. He doesn't wish to. He knows what darkness is.
Yeah, it's got 24 hours.
Yeah, we're not underwater, so at the moment.
Yeah. And I can recast it.
Not that I'm bothered. Lol.
Oh no! Did I mention I don't respire?
Damn it! The one thing I didn't cater for was a warforge.
I'm sure you did. There's something that's going to target a warforged, surely.
Can I jump over
It's
the
a
river?
giant rust monster.
This
There'll be-
river is flowing fast, right?
There's going to be giant beavers in
Oh,
there. That's
I was going to say beavers. Yes.
Using for a dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's flowing fast.
And
but it's
Rage's last words are damn.
So-
Can I jump over it?
You can give me a jump. Yes, you can take a running jump. So what's your strength?
8.
So you can
Yeah, say it was
running
trying.
jump 8 feet.
I can run and jump 8 feet.
Yep.
Well, that won't get me across, will it?
Yeah, well,
Yep.
it's only 5 foot.
You can get to there, no problem.
Oh, all right.
Can we toss a halfling?
You can toss a halfling.
That's what she wants.
You can toss a halfling to your witcher if you want.
All right, do I have to roll for that?
No, because it's a running jump and it's equal to your strength.
Oh, okay.
Quite like the 1D&D approach to it.
What was that?
Which is you can jump 5 feet regardless, and anything beyond that I think is an athletics check
No? Okay.
for the number of feet basically that you jump.
DC tied to the number of feet you jump.
Yeah, directly. So you roll an 18, you could jump up to 18 feet.
Oh, wow. That's including the 5 that you can jump normally.
Yes, yeah. It's not an additional 18.
That's a
So
hell of a
no-
jump.
No
That's a good-
bonus on top. Oh, well.
So yeah, you can all get over it. It's not difficult. I need
Oh.
a climb roll from you, Ember, though, because that is 5 feet up and you are only 3 feet.
Can I just ask what's this thing I can see down here?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same.
Ezo.
Is that the waterfall?
That is so. The interesting thing is, so yes, so the water is running into the lake, This is a sheet of water that it's kind of merging with as it hits the lake. And so this whole area, you can just about make out the lake beyond, but again, it's kind of an opaquish curtain of water.
Hmm.
So that's the
From
lake
what
beyond down there, is it?
Yeah, so from what you can tell, is this river runs into the lake, but there's also water coming from higher up somewhere that is merging with this water and plunging into the lake.
So that could be from the river in the city.
Absolutely.
Could be from
Is
a
there one in-
giant's latrine.
Yes. Is it
A
yellow?
giant tree.
Watch out for any logs.
Okay, that's fine.
Should we look behind the waterfall
I'm
or?
peeking around the corner.
Can't see anything, Dart. Just another passageway continues to go eastwards, and more faint glows in the distance.
Is it going up, Dart, or?
It's a
What's
5
going
foot
up?
climb up to here.
But is a passageway going up?
No.
Right. I'm assuming because I have the ability of height that I'd have to make an athletics check.
Yeah, those of you who are the rest of you can pretty much pull yourselves up. I mean, you have to pull yourselves up, but you can climb it, no problem.
Keeping in touch with Ember through messages as well.
Okay,
I'll wait and help
that
anybody up that
point-
needs it.
looking southwards, you can see what appears to be a stone bridge.
Oh, there it is.
Yes. But again, bear with me a second.
I need help.
Just so I need to try and do this. Gonna have to do this the hard way. Bear with me a second.
Lol.
Mhm.
That was me helping whoever it is there. Yeah, okay. You're a bit fat, aren't you?
Just big boned.
Stay away from those pasties.
Rude. Okay, that's better. That should give you the view of what you can see, because there appears to be another barrier.
Oh, right, of course. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just need to make sure I've got the barrier mapped.
Can I tell anything of the nature of the barrier or?
I must admit, I do like this purple glowy stuff. It's cool.
I do because I blend into
what
it.
did you say? It was evocation and necromantic.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And again, passageway. There are some more empty crates. Well, there's an empty crate here that you can see that has spaces for lots of vials, but there's nothing in it.
It's glowing purple.
Yeah, because there's a load of crystal around it.
Hmm.
Over this side, especially over here, so this is a 5 foot raised area, if you like, here and here. Over this area, there is a cave in.
Ah.
So it looks like there would have been a passage that would have headed off in that sort of northeast direction, but at the moment it's caved in.
I go dead end, turn around.
Get it? And you have another barrier here.
I'm going to take a quick look around and see if there's any more carts with crates.
No
Close.
more parts in this area, no.
I'm going to check for more tracks around here, see if I can determine when this cave-in happened. Did the tracks recently, and then the cave-ins come in, stop them, or whether
Yep.
it's been done for a long
Give
time.
me again. Jet can help you, so give me
Let
a
me-
survival check with advantage.
Snake eyes.
There's a
Wow.
good advantage. Inspiration.
Oh, I need inspiration. It'll only work for one of them, won't it?
Yeah.
so I can't give 2 inspiration out. So yeah, with that roll now.
You got 2 15s, then you got 2 1s. I'm impressed.
Hopefully that's the last of the ones.
Your dice are warmed up now.
Well, they started on a 20 was my first roll.
Any noise we can hear, Zed? Anything that would alert us to something weird or some
Where
strange
you
ongoing trouble?
no. So again, where you are, Kurgan, the sound of the waterfall is distant, but it's always there. For Rage, Ember, Kurgan, it's loud, obviously.
Can I just say, I love the fact that when Jet goes into the purple light, his token gets colour on it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yes,
Everybody does that, maybe.
It's a lovely effect.
So what are we doing? Are we backtracking?
Yeah, we can't go
Right.
forward.
Something catches your attention southwards. There is a flash of light.
I'll turn and crouch and try and look closer. Whereabouts was it coming from?
Down here.
Pat Jet as he's next to me and just point.
We'll sneak down and
some light.
Where's my stealth?
It happens again. It's not bright,
Nice.
but there is a distinct whitish flicker that lasts for maybe a second or a second and a half.
Yeah, I'll get within about 30 feet, I think.
Yeah.
And then I shall use perception to have a good look. It's a roll perception. Perception. Okay. No, that's the shit.
You can't see anything.
Can't see it.
Can't even see your own arse.
And now you see a sudden, very brief, sort of 2 second flash of white.
Whereabouts?
It seems to be south of you, and it seems to reflect off the opaque barrier that you can't see through.
I'm going to ask, was it reflecting from the inside or the outside?
Again.
Can we all see it now?
You all can notice it, yeah, but I don't think any of you really have none of you have a good view of what it is.
Okay, I'll sneak over to join Jet.
Happens again.
Could be a trap. Careful.
Yeah, it'd be like a monster trap, wouldn't it?
That was fish with a light on the end.
Anglerfish, yeah.
Yeah.
It happens again.
Okay.
Is it the same sort of time apart?
Yes.
So it's a constant, and it's not reacting to our movement. It's just a constant flicker.
Correct. And right, so Ember has a better view, but Jeleneth also sees it. The entire lake seems to have a lightning effect ripple of white light shoot through it. And it seems to happen approximately every 6 seconds.
A bit like a heartbeat.
Yeah, if you like. Yes, but it's rhythmic every 6 seconds.
Is that lightning in the lake?
Initiative count 20.
It's that chip and spear.
Chip and spear.
I was thinking along the same lines then, yeah. Is it?
Devil's in the detail. It was a javelin. Thank you very much.
Can we see any movements of creatures or anything in this?
No.
And this is outside of the barrier?
Yep. Bear in mind, you can't see through the barrier, so you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know whether it's the whole of the lake.
Yeah.
But the area of the lake that you can see which is effectively this kind of area here, every 6 seconds just seems to have this kind of light, whitish, lightning-y like light just ripple through it.
Could I take my bear with me? Could I take my crowbar out of my backpack and just jab it into the edge of the water in between these lights?
No, because it's 10 foot down from the bridge.
Okay, yes, we're the bridge, aren't we? Sorry.
I want to drop a crossbow bolt into the water.
Don't you have some boots that could help with that?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to use them because I don't want to be out there. I want to see if it's a lightning that's going to attach itself to metal.
Well, you could just tie a rope around it and then just lower it.
Did you say lightning or light? I thought you just said light.
It's a light/lightning effect. It's like lightning flashing through cloud.
Yeah,
It's probably the right way to describe it.
Honestly, if it interacts with the crossbow bolt in any way, because it's got metal, feathers, and wood, does
What you do is
anything
just popping it in.
just dropping it down onto it.
Disappears out of view. Light splash.
When it appears again, where I dropped it, any different reaction?
No.
Okay.
So it's floated back up or not?
Crossbow bolt wouldn't, would it?
No.
Nah, not if it's a proper metal-ended one.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Ember, you can swim, can't you?
I'm not going in there to lightning.
Push. I'm not that cruel.
I'll gently push Ember in the back.
Kogan is.
With what?
His shaft.
My shaft.
You're pushing Ember in.
Just a gentle,
Just a prod.
Just a prod.
A poke, perhaps.
And Ember gives herself willingly.
No, just look around and say there's time and a place, you know.
This is neither.
Right,
Why don't
bugger it.
you try
Yes,
to
I'll
go through the at the wall, you know, the thingy.
Reaching into my rope
Okay.
holding and tinder box, I'm picking out a small piece of very light tinder.
I'm just going to get my crowbar, put some rope around it, and dangle it in the water.
All right, we could do that.
Yeah.
Splashy, splashy, splashy.
Splashy.
I can think of worse things to dangle in the water. That's to be said.
Oh my god, I've caught a door.
What are you dangling? You're dangling your...
Crowbar.
Okay, you dangle your crowbar in. Are you leaving it in there for one of the flashes?
Indeed.
Okay, you leave it in there for one of the flashes.
And nothing happens.
Yeah.
I shall pull my slightly wet rope out with my crowbar.
Pull your slightly wet rope out with your crowbar.
How far down is it?
10 feet to the water level.
Lorella kind of looks around at her companions. Well, we're not going to get much further without trying, right?
Have you still got your detect magic running?
No, but I could.
Is it worth it to see whether it's actually a magical effect? You may
What,
well be-
the lightning?
Yes.
No, it's not lightning. It's just light, isn't it?
We don't know.
Well, it's lightning.
Like lightning going through clouds. Yes.
Yeah.
There's no boomy noise.
Yeah.
I presume it's some kind
Thing
of
is-
maybe algal bed or something like that that's maybe reacting.
But don't forget, sound doesn't travel through these opaque things.
Sound travels through the
So,
outside.
so if there's a lightning blast inside, we wouldn't hear it.
Yeah.
I can spend some time casting detect magic if we want to hang around here.
Okay.
How many
It's
times
not
have-
using your spell slots, is it, Ritual?
No.
No, awesome.
You wait 10 minutes. Some of you chow down on a bit of food. Ray's just stands there impassively. Every 6-ish seconds, this flash emanates across the lake.
I'll have a
10
look.
minutes. Bing! Your detect magic goes off.
I'm assuming I see the barrier.
Oh, you see the barrier. Yes.
Can I detect anything else through the barrier?
Nope, you can't detect anything through the barrier, but the lake itself is giving off a fuck ton of necromantic energy.
Hmm.
What are the chances that Gollum lives here?
Nola?
I'm
Would you
gonna
like to
cast-
play a game?
I'm casting Sea of
Whatever else.
Invisibility.
Yeah, whatever else we
Invisibility.
face in there.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
think
cast Sea of Invisibility because I can see into the ethereal plane with Sea Invisibility.
Okay.
See if I can see anything.
What level is sea
Extra.
invisibility?
Second.
2.
Okay. First things first, mark off your spell slot.
I am looking for it now.
Track all these resource usage because it's really important.
Yeah.
He wants to know how much the aboleth will absorb from our dead corpses.
Yes.
That's right.
As it pushes on to take on the ground above.
Yep.
No, not at all. First things first, your see invisibility spell, even being able to see in the ethereal, has a blank spot where the barrier is. Doesn't work.
Okay.
There is nothing else invisible or in the ethereal plane nearby.
Okay, nothing in the water that's where the
Nothing
light
in the
is.
water that is invisible.
Okay.
But the water outside the barrier, you can penetrate it with your sea invisibility for sure.
Right.
Bear in mind, you would have to. I read this as saying you can only see something that's invisible in a place that you could normally see. So you wouldn't be able to detect an invisible creature that was inside a rock, for instance.
No.
Yeah.
I see invisibility, so wherever
Yeah.
it's in line
So
of sight.
there is nothing on the surface of the water, and the water itself is dark and murky, so you wouldn't have natural vision through that water.
No.
And when your spell ends, this is when the invisible rock monsters come out.
But the interesting thing for you is you cannot see into the ethereal beyond the barrier.
Ooh.
I can see through magical darkness, though. So if that's
There is
magical
no
darkness,
source of magical darkness here.
that's fine.
Unless someone's got a better idea, I think we may just need to try and push on.
Do we have any meat in our backpack?
On land?
Do you have any meat in our packs?
Meat in your.
I'm going to
We have some rations.
I'm going to put some meat on a stick or something and poke it.
Are you essentially chumming the water?
Yeah.
Thanks, Maddie.
Have you seen the thing that lives in the lake in Resident Evil 4?
Oh God.
So you're putting some meat on
A stick,
your stick,
and I'm going to poke it in the barrier.
poking it in the barrier.
The barrier.
Doesn't go through the barrier. It hits the barrier and refuses to go through.
All right. Okay. Just nothing happens to the meat or anything.
Nothing happens to the meat. No.
Cool. I'll put it in the backpack, and nobody knows which piece of meat it was.
It's the piece that's slightly grey.
Okay. So, do we think they're getting through the barrier because they've got the
Because they're undead.
the potions, or they've got an item on them,
It's
I
because
was
they're
thinking
undead.
possibly an item.
or undead?
Yeah.
All dead.
Well, we won't know about the item unless we actually kill one of them and search it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, technically, I could generate a large necromantic aura.
But just think of what
Would that?
on a
It's
hunch.
it's a little distasteful, but I could.
Well, the
Yeah.
problem is, on a hunch, would that use your resources?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And would it fool this into letting us through it?
So no, I don't think it'd be very good for us either way.
Nah.
So you have all the pieces of the puzzle, and somebody has said exactly what you need to do to get through the barrier already.
We need to die.
Medi, you should have said they died dead. We could have just thrown your corpse through there.
That's true, that.
Are we all going to do shots then?
Well,
I think that's a really bad idea.
I wouldn't want to drink it, but maybe carrying it. Maybe carrying it's getting through, but we could also
Wipe it on ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the stuff in the vial? Oh,
You're all going to
Yeah,
do
'cause-
shots of the stuff in the vial. Do you want to do that?
No, God no.
They could have an item on them. They could have a ring on them, a necklace
Yeah.
or something like that.
I say
So
we go and jump
right.
one of them.
Yeah,
and
let's
search
take one out.
Okay. Head yourself back then, because that seems to be the only place you've seen them.
When in doubt, stab some of the enemies and see what
hide
happens.
out and spot
That's all
it.
we've been doing so far.
Oh,
Just to be clear, I don't think I'm going to run the combat.
No, as soon as it pops out, we'll pepper it full of stuff. We won't need to use spells either, I wouldn't have thought.
Cantrips. It's fine.
Yay!
We'll run combat so you can get an idea of how hard these ones are.
It's unfortunately turn undead doesn't do what it says on the tin, does it?
This one, should I say?
no, it's the destroy undead when you're higher level. That's
Yeah, no, it could turn us undead. It'd be so nice.
oh no,
No.
really wouldn't.
Okay. Well, you're going to wait. You'll wait an indeterminate number of minutes, probably about 6, and one will appear and doing its thing.
I think we have some readied actions.
Everybody
Oh,
has
yeah.
a readied action, so hit it with a readied action.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, you have to position yourself so you can see it. So
I've got a feeling Jet's going to shoot it in one go.
Do you want initiative or just going to shoot?
let's roll initiative so we can do it in order, because somebody will want to claim the kill, won't they?
To be honest, I'm not bothered.
Fireball.
Okay. Just so you know, these things are really fast.
I can
I
tell.
can
Oh,
tell.
And every time I've rolled initiative for it, it's been last. So, okay, you're waiting for this thing to appear. It steps out there and is heading toward, well, you assume it's heading towards the vial. So, Ember, what do you want to do?
I'll shoot a crossbow, but
Shoot a crossbow, you're a bit out of range, aren't you?
actually I'll use my bow because it's got more range.
Don't forget shooting through people as well.
Well, there's
You are
stuff standing in my way. Wait,
Move
wait,
forward.
you weren't all there. Everybody moved in the way.
We've been there since before we rolled initiative.
Let it go.
There's no reason why you can't move forward, right? You've only seen one of these things come out of the barrier at any one time. You know there are at least 2. I mean, there might be several that are the same. You don't know, but if your calculations are right, if you can drop this one, you've probably got between 6 and 12 minutes before the next one appears. Roll your damage with sneak attack, because you have surprise. Bloody
Ooh,
hell,
Jesus.
Dart. Nice. Okay. Anything else, Dart?
No, I just move out of the way so other people can shoot it.
Okay.
I'm retreating, guys, but only because to let you fire your weapon.
Yeah, sure.
At that point, it does notice you, so it is going to start coming towards you,
But not yet.
but not yet, because it's at the end of the round, and it might survive, it might not.
It moves like that woman out the ring.
Yeah, I hate that film.
If it survives all this stacked up damage, we're in trouble.
It's already blooded or something, isn't it? I
Already
saw.
blooded. Yeah. Fireball.
Oh, balls on a stick.
Well, there's your inspiration. It was worth doing the combat.
Who needs inspiration?
I could take it if you want.
Go on, it's yours.
Yeah.
For all that, Okay.
Thank you.
Kelgar.
Oh, apparently I finished my turn.
No, you can move. You can move. I'm just moving the turns on the
Yeah,
assumption
sure.
you're going to move your movement back to somewhere else. Kelgar with us, or is he child wrangling?
Yeah, just gonna sling an Eldritch Blast or two its way.
No worries.
Or not.
No, that hits. Roll your damage. Amazing armor class, these things. Okay, that hits. Second Eldritch Blast. Hits again. Roll your damage.
Should have done a Scorching Ray.
A waste
Wow.
of
Not great damage, but there you go. Anything else? Rage.
I'll move back out the way.
You move 40 feet, don't you, as a barb?
Yep.
Cool. You sneeze, it dies. If rage doesn't kill it, you've got a problem.
I'm going to reckless it.
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything else, but I'm just going to reckless
Roll
it.
that.
Yeah, you want to watch you don't hit it so hard you knock it back through the barrier.
Or maybe.
Roll your damage.
We'll see what it does.
Do you remember that critical that Rage did many moons ago in a barn?
Capture it alive.
Oh God, yes.
Splat.
I want to knock it out, he said.
Yeah, just knock it out.
Knocking it out the one end of the barn to the other.
Yeah. And the last thing we heard from the thing was, I can see my house from here.
14 points of damage. Didn't go through for some reason, but you carve it in half. And it collapses to the ground dead.
All
Right.
right, we've got to.
4 XP for that.
Wasn't it already dead?
You're going to get 8 XP for killing that. I just thought.
Rah, every
Right.
little counts.
No, right, I tell you what we do. We go back to we move the body, go back to the top, and wait for the next one. We can
That's
level
exactly what I
up.
was
We
gonna
can
say,
get
hide the body.
7 levels in no time.
This is not an MMO.
Killing balls in blah. Oh shit!
Yes.
Funny. Oh.
I'll drag the body anyway, and
We need to search it.
we need to search
Anything else
for.
to see down here while we're here? You know, like in the
Oh.
cart or.
Yeah.
If it was kind of vile, put it in the cart, in the box.
Oh, what do you mean? Do what it's supposed to be doing?
Yeah, so it's not out of place.
What, so when it doesn't report for duty, it just looks like it's done its
It's
job
done
and then
once,
gone for a
yeah.
tab.
Yeah, it's gone for a
That's
sleep.
it.
Gone for a tab. Yeah.
Does it have any trinkets on it?
No, it doesn't. Nothing that looks out of place. It's got tattered clothes that are salt encrusted, and certainly the waist downwards would be still wet and dripping with water. The only trinket it had on it is the vial.
Okay, I'm assuming we need to pick up a vial and walk through this then, and just have it on our person.
Even if it's empty, Val?
No,
Well,
it'd have to
they're
be
going
full.
in with an empty one, aren't they?
Right.
Are they going in with an empty?
They went in with an empty and came out with it.
Let me clarify.
Yeah.
The top half of this thing is dry.
Yeah.
That was a cagey yep.
Yep, the top half is dry.
So wherever it came from,
Half,
waste
the
or
top half of the clothing on the body is dry. Probably a sleeve is wet,
Which dragged it through the water. Yeah, yeah. Waist height.
and the waist downwards is wet,
Right.
or just below the waist.
So just to clarify, it's going back in with an empty one, did you say?
Yes.
You go back in with an empty one and
Coming out with a full.
one.
so the actual vial's magical.
Vials
We don't know.
Well, you don't know because it's because it's got the liquid in. You would have to Cast.
But
Yeah,
the
we need to
empty
cast an
ones,
empty one, yeah.
Nobody told me they were looking at the empty vials, you see.
Yeah.
Are the vials special in any way, or are they just glass? Have they got any runes on them or anything?
I thought we were looking at both boxes.
No. Because
Oh,
he can
the
only
ones
see
on
he can only see into this cart here. Oh, she can only see into the cart, sorry. Right, okay, well let's
Oh no, L'Oreal did come down to the barrier.
Oh wait, is
Give me an
the
intelligence check, L'Oreal.
actual cart magical itself, not just the contents?
What did you say, Zed?
Intelligence check.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the party strength.
Our famous intelligence checks.
Yeah. I love your intelligence checks. It's my favourite thing to poke at with you all.
Yeah.
especially range.
It's the item I really want for the party. The
intelligence.
What's it called? Headband of intellect.
6.
So I'm going to say you weren't particularly paying attention to the empty vials. So you cannot recall whether they were or were not magical.
Very good question. I'll go and sit down.
Yes, and we'll wait for the next one to pop.
Or just go and get
Are
an
we
empty
going to
vial.
keep killing each one that comes out so that the forces inside is like, hey, where's all my men gone?
That said, you cast Detect Magic again when you were on the bridge, didn't you?
I did, yes.
And you faffed around on the bridge for a little bit. And then you walked back. So I'm going to say you're just about at the end of your Detect Magic spell. At that point, you would have enough left to run down the corridor, double check, and run back again.
Okay, then I shall do that.
And not magical.
Didn't think there would be.
There is a faint magical residue inside, and you
Off the
pick one
liquid.
of them up to double check that it's the remnants of a liquid, not the glass itself that's emanating the magic.
Right, so it's the undead thing then. We need to just dispel this barrier. Because we know now that the water at the other side of the barrier is only waist deep.
True. I mean, we could try putting a bit of this liquid on our clothing and try and walk through.
No, I don't think that's the case. In fact,
Well, you could try.
I wouldn't.
The barrier doesn't actually hurt you; it just stops you.
I'm going to go down to the cart, pick up one of the empty vials, and throw it at the barrier. See if it goes through.
Okay. The empty vial hits the barrier, smashes.
Yeah.
There we go. So, vial's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, L'Oreal looks back over her shoulder and says, "Watch out!"
So this elithid that was cut in half.
Yep.
Can we tell what it was cut in half by?
It looks like you can only see the torso and above.
I don't know whether the bottom half has been eaten by something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is it a
by
clean
the barrier.
cut, so it's been seared, or is it a jagged mess?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been sliced by
Very
something
slight curve on it.
as the edge of the barrier.
Yes.
It's got nothing on it at all. No items or anything that
So,
can
like,
be used to...
It could be that it was stood
Glass.
there when it could be that it was stood there when the barrier was put up.
Yeah, it tries to jump
I
through.
suppose.
Or did it like
You-
drop
can't
the
think
vial
of
it
it.
had or something, or the item which makes it safe?
I think the barrier just cut it in half.
Yeah.
I suppose,
Well,
isn't it?
But why was it lying on the floor when the barrier came up?
It wasn't. It was
It was
jumping,
good.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been. It would have been the other direction, being
Yeah,
vertically rather.
technically, you're right. Actually, it would probably be cut straight down the middle rather than at the legs.
Yeah.
But effectively, what's happened is it's died when the barrier has been erected.
Right.
Of course, the question is, why was the barrier erected while there was an illithid there?
Because we just defeated the Elder Brain and we were coming forward.
This
That's my
how
theory.
old's how decayed is it? How old is it?
Let's
If it's-
medicine check, please.
I can provide a medicine check, probably.
Yes.
I can.
Can I get advantage then, or do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to get advantage, Kath?
If two of you are trained in it, you can do advantage.
I've got +7 in it.
You go for it with advantage and guidance.
Okay, how do I? So it's up in 1d4 as well.
You just add 1d4 in the situational bonus.
Yeah, that's what I just done.
That's pretty good. 25.
It's less than 24 hours. Well, it's roughly 24 hours.
Is that roughly how long since we killed the Elder Brain, by any chance? Yeah.
The Elder Brain.
So it's raised its defenses. Right, okay. Well, I could try and push through with my power.
With Dispel Magic or through that area thing?
Dispel them.
So would you be casting it, leveling it up, or casting it as the spell? Because I've got a scroll at 3rd level, rather than use your resource.
If you want to try the scroll, we can. And then I
Did
can.
we establish if it's a barrier, like a straight up wall, or is it a dome?
It's a dome.
So somebody, i.e. Medi, who could fly, could maybe scout around a little bit more?
Not unless we go on to tunnel through all, like, hundreds of feet of rock.
It's only 25 foot high. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
25 foot high, and the dome appears to go, as far as you can tell, up into the ceiling.
Life in the dome.
Do you want to try that scroll then?
Yeah.
One other faint enchantment. Because I've just realised, you've just realised there was one other faint enchantment associated with the dome. So you've got necromantic. Did I say evocation?
You did, yep.
And abjuration.
So is there any abjuration in there? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what those two are.
I would suggest this is either alarmed or has some other defensive mechanism.
And like I said, the power that this was emanating is way beyond the 5th circle of power.
Yeah.
In other words, it's not a 5th level spell, which is what Power Force is.
Means the odds of it dispelling this is very low, I would think.
Crap.
I would agree. It is low.
How do you cast against something higher level?
A check, cast a check. Against the DC, what was it, 10 plus the level of the spell, or 15?
Yep.
Can't remember.
10 plus the level.
Is that what Bardic Inspiration, Guidance, Bend, Luck, and Inspiration rolls are for?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Can I get somebody to help me drag this undead body to this wall and see if it goes through?
Well, this will cast as with a +7 because it's what it says on the actual scroll itself. Cast as 3rd level.
And if I cast it, I can get what, +5 plus 1d4 plus 1d6 potentially.
Magistra's kind of got his arms underneath this.
Oh no, I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up and carry it down to the thing, and then launch it a little bit through, or put it through a little through.
Not all the way. Not all the way. Where its feet coming out.
Ooh. Okay.
I'll see if its head goes through.
Right, we're going to cut a bit out of it so that we can make it into a string of circle, and we'll put it in and see if it makes a window in the barrier.
If we can get a few of them and build
climb through its corpse.
Yeah.
So, for a second, you felt that there was it was as if for a very brief second there was surface tension of water, but as you began to push it in, the barrier repels it.
Because it's dead.
It's dead.
Search the corpse to see if there's any markings on it. Are there any runes or
nothing,
tattoos or anything?
No. There's a lot of signs of the body being waterlogged at some point, very waterlogged.
Drowned.
It looks like it has been underwater for a long time. The remnants of clothing on it are probably 20, 25 years old in terms of style.
Okay.
Could
Silly
I
question.
take off its clothes, wrap it around my fist, and see if I can push my fist through the barriers
You can
with the sodden
absolutely
clothes?
try that. Nothing happens. Your barrier hits a surface and is immediately repelled away.
No, I
Like-
think they've got to be literally undead, not dead.
What's the floor made out of here?
Stone. Natural
I
cave.
hope that every time we try and go through the barrier, it's not pinging something inside saying, hello, somebody knocking in the outside.
We'll
Maybe.
never know.
You don't know because you can't see.
That's
Through
what I
the
just said. I'm just hoping that it's
Yeah.
not doing that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's something
What's
on the inside going, send in the clones.
Yeah, you said that the coffin's not there.
No.
But
That's
the cart
that's
is.
Great.
The cart's looking to be.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is the
Is the
entire
cart
cart
partly in it?
magical?
Are we dispelling this,
can't-
or
The cart is outside.
just pick scroll or cast? I think. I think that's what we're waiting for.
I did actually ask, is the actual cart magical itself?
No, the cart's not magical. No. It's a
Just
cart.
what's in it.
It's
Oriel's
What?
got a better chance of dispelling it, definitely by a long way.
What was that necromantic spell you had?
Or I could put up Spirit Guardians in a very necromantic way.
Yeah, would that hurt us?
Technically, no, but it may not also help. So,
Why? Because it will heal them.
well, it'll make me look very dodgy, which might be appealing to the barrier. I don't know.
But would we be? What would happen to us? Would we become dodgy as well?
I mean, no.
You do the same thing, wouldn't you? You'd say, don't affect these people.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, would we then become necromantic?
It would make me give off a big old necromantic aura, which might allow me through the barrier. I don't know.
But it's not good if you just go through.
It isn't going to help you guys.
No, exactly. Yeah.
All right, let's try and bring this magic down. We'll announce, however, that we are here in a most definite way.
Yes, it will.
This is essentially, those like door smashers that were facing.
You were only meant to blow the bloody doors off.
It's a shame we can't capture 3 of these skeletons and build a doorway and put them in the archway. Just tie them together.
So I was saying, yeah, we just.
Yeah.
I mean, the alternative is we all take a swig of this stuff and see if that helps. I suspect all it'll do is make us under the control of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would resolve the situation, right? There's no combat beyond that.
I'm still thinking.
Well, at least we
there's
have a full-time
something
job.
Waterfall.
It's very true. All right, I'm going to try and dispel this damn thing.
Everyone's forgotten about the waterfall.
No, there was a barrier behind it.
No.
Yeah,
It was
but
an
the barrier's
opaque
further
barrier
away.
simply because it's a waterfall. It's a curtain of water.
No, I was just looking at the curve of the barrier. I think
Yeah,
it
there's
goes
no
out
barrier
its
near
way.
it.
Oh yeah. There is a barrier near it. Yeah. Okay.
So did we want to try the waterfall first?
Well, there we've got the dancing electrical current.
Correct. You got the
And
dancing.
potentially and swimming out and then hitting a wall we can't get
Yeah.
through.
I was going to say because the waterfall is out of the zone of joy.
Yeah, I was going to. Why I was asking about what's the Earth's like is this barrier going below the Earth level or not? So if it's going up to the level of the water, could we swim under it?
Do some digging then if you're going to.
It's rock. So have we got anything that
Oh,
smash
yeah.
up and rock?
Does it go below the water?
You
Don't
can't
know.
tell. The only way you can tell is to go in the water and figure it out. Because if
the
you remember,
electrical energy could be the protection from people swimming under it, I suppose. But
But it
if you
didn't set off.
remember when Jelena used See Invisible, she couldn't physically see into the water because it's dark and murky.
Yeah. And the electrical thing, whatever it is, didn't affect my crowbar.
Did not affect your crowbar.
And it's a magical crowbar of finding electricity.
That's fine. It did not find any electricity. I've got you all stumped, haven't I?
Yeah.
But I haven't really.
Murky, I couldn't see through. Dark, I could because I see
Yeah.
everything as normal.
Yeah.
So it's.
So
Not
did we
really
try
good.
the other barriers?
Ah, sod it. I'm going to the water.
You're going to the water. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not going down the waterfall. I'm going to use my boots.
Wait for me.
What are your boots?
My boots are flying.
Okay, so you're not going to touch the water.
No, well, I'm not going to jump down the waterfall. Let's put it that way.
You guys have just stepped into the water. It's flowing very fast.
You
No,
have.
this water, yeah. Not the water down at the bottom.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, but it's flowing fast, so yeah.
So
maybe it's...
you're flying, are you?
Yeah, so I'm going to just put a height on myself. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. So from where the water comes out of the river into the pool, it's about a 5-foot drop. And then the level of the bridge is 10 foot because you've got the 5-foot climb either side.
Brilliant. Right. So I'm going to go up to the bridge.
So interestingly, the water that you go through is salty.
Because we're below the sea.
Like the water the Elder Brain was in. That was briny, wasn't it?
That was briny.
Yeah, difference, briny and salty. Yeah, this is
Wait,
seawater.
does that mean that this dome thing is cutting through the rock above, which is actually the seabed?
Don't
So
poke a hole in the
If
ceiling.
the dome goes down, it's going to be a shed load of water coming down.
What I'd like to do is lower myself under the bridge and see if the dome goes under the bridge.
Yes, it does.
Shit. I'm going to lower myself into the water. Does it go through the water?
Yeah, well, okay.
This is going to hurt.
Just brought you back to life.
I know.
Can I get an intelligence saving throw, please?
Oh, for the love of baby Jesus.
Getting ready with that bend luck.
Hang on. Let me just put my -4 onto this.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Please do.
Where is he anywhere?
He was the person to do this, wasn't he?
Oh! I tell you what, I'm going to use my inspiration, and then I'm going to take that inspiration if I can do that.
I'm going to get my wife coming downstairs now and telling me off for yelling.
Sorry. I'm going to re-roll. I'm going to re-roll with my inspiration, but I'm going to take that inspiration.
Okay.
1 second, I'm re-rolling.
Well, you can't take that inspiration if you're burning inspiration.
Oh, okay. Right. Does everybody need inspiration?
I think only I can see you, and I've already got it. So.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yep, I've got it.
Oh, behave yourself.
My God.
Okay, Neddy.
Hey, you
As
guys.
you enter the water, you feel... Well, so you time it wrong, and as you're in the water, that pulse of light ripples across the water.
Yeah.
As it ripples across the water, you feel your life force draining. Take 24 points of necrotic damage.
Maybe
No,
get out the
shards.
maybe go up.
Well, once that does happen, I will be going up.
But
did I see if the barrier was down there?
It goes down there.
Bastard.
Well, let's confirm that then.
Also confirmed we're not going through the waterfall to the water either.
Going through the bridge, so it's going through the stone.
Yeah.
Oh, well, bugger.
You know, you said that it was going to take 2 weeks. It's going to take us 2 weeks to figure out how to get past the barrier.
Somebody's already said it.
Who?
And now all the pieces of the puzzle on how to do it, you now have the answers to.
Right, let me upload the rest of this video to YouTube. We can watch it again.
Mehdi said it about an hour and a half ago.
Oh no, don't say that.
That's dying.
Yeah. Only
The other
undead stuff
thing-
can go
the
through.
other thing, maybe, when you look up, so you're going to look up because you're going to be intrigued as to where that seawater was coming from.
Yeah.
Where the lake is, it appears to be a huge shaft that goes upwards, way beyond your view.
Kurgan,
But-
put it away.
But at 25 feet up above above the bridge, so that's 35 feet to the water level, you can see what appears to be, for the want of a better word, the sea. But it's suspended
Because of the
by
dome.
a barrier that you can see through.
Don't break the fucking dome.
Don't break
And
the
there is
dome.
a small hole in the barrier, approximately 10 feet, to allow water to flow down at a steady rate.
Dispel magic.
Or break the dome, because what have we got water breathing?
It lasts
We-
24
we-
hours.
we
We are
could-
miles away from shore.
We
Go up.
Teleport
we
out.
could go up and see if we can get in through where the small entrance is.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, hang on a minute.
Maybe the ceiling. I don't think it's a surface tension thing. We may be
Maybe-
able to go through it and then come
Maybe
down.
we
to
can
the
block
top.
the hole at the top. Put a
or,
force.
or swim down through it because it's
Yeah.
allowing water to flow through it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, after we do that, we can maybe put a wall of force up there to stop the water from coming through.
Maybe.
Wait,
Just so you understand, above you, 35 feet above, there appears to be a see-through barrier, most possibly a wall of force, covering the whole of the ceiling above the lake that is holding what
sea
appears
back.
to be a large volume of water above it. And there is a small hole allowing a little bit of water to trickle down into the lake.
Basically, giving him fresh water.
and that's the waterfall.
And that is the waterfall.
Crap. So it's still not going into the dome, it's just a waterfall.
But could we go up through it and then?
No, because the waterfall's outside the dome. It's over here. It's feeding the water that goes into this lake.
Correct. And the dome that you're trying to get through goes up to the level of that barrier and arcs over as a dome.
Wait, the dome goes through the barrier, magical barrier?
No, up to it.
Up to
Oh.
So only undead can go through. That's all I can think of.
So how do we become undead?
Step over here, my friend.
This waterfall by Rage, that's the one that goes in.
Goes
in,
up
or
above.
there's the second waterfall.
No, this one here, isn't it?
Correct. Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
there's more than one waterfall?
So you've got a 5-foot waterfall from the river that's coming through the cavern.
But above that is a
And
massive
then
waterfall
above
coming down.
that is a 10-foot wide kind of just curtain of water that's coming down from what Medi's flying. He can fly up to the dome and take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I would do, and I'd be like, bloody hell.
So
Don't
it's a
dispel magic.
That's 10 foot wide that is just cascading down at that point.
So it's feeding literally oxygenated water into this thing.
Yes. Give me a perception check, Medi.
Certainly. With a -4 should be fun. Now you do a proper roll.
Now you do a proper roll. So one of the other things, as you were being jolted by this white light, you are sure you saw under the water the destroyed remains of several ships.
Oh, in this sort of area around here.
Correct. Yes.
Wait, so it's very deep then?
It's about 30 to 40 feet deep.
So basically, if you come through this shaft of water, or
How
they
do
would.
ships get down here though?
Yeah, ship wouldn't fit through the gap.
No, but if you think that
But I'm assuming this
above-
is the seabed that has been.
Yeah.
But there's a rather large dome of force holding the sea back.
Yeah, only now.
Yeah,
If this is a seabed, why is there a bridge?
and this is probably where they got the skeleton army from. Or these servants, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a good question, Dart. If this is the seabed, where did the bridge come from? But you haven't
But-
got enough of that puzzle to be able to piece
Well,
that.
I think Medi can probably put something together there because we've come from a Durgar city, and maybe they went too far and they got too close to the bottom of the sea and it broke through. Perhaps
Possible.
Perhaps.
because there's a bridge there.
So basically, that place where the lithids are, it would have been all flooded before the barrier was put up.
Yes, that's why there's green stuff all up the walls and all the way up there's ramps. So these barriers are keeping the water level down.
Yep.
Oh, purple eaters.
Yeah, but that still doesn't say how do we get through the flipping thingy. So.
Okay.
If it is that we have to be undead, how do we do that?
Kevin, which way is your rod pulling you?
Through the barrier to the south.
Right. So it's
From where he is right now, pretty much straight south.
My haft is getting tugged south.
And where is Ember?
Not tugging my haft.
I'm north.
Oh.
You see, it's the opposite of getting tugged by the south.
Oh, how the hell are we supposed to get through this thing?
Right, we need a way to make ourselves necrotic.
I mean, what about covering ourselves in that vial stuff, right? The stuff in the vials.
No, because that's
Fairly sure that's what's turned those people mindless.
Well, let's test it on somebody. I'm not going to suggest who, but
We know who you mean.
Well, my district is very susceptible at the moment, so.
I am. Yeah. Right, I'm going to come back up here and turn my boots off because I don't have to waste the flight time.
Okay.
So where the waterfall is in front of us, all below there is water.
Yes.
Right.
So if you threw yourself off there, you're going 5 foot down into the lake.
And I'll point out
Don't
it's
forget I like
deep and there's shipwrecks down there.
And you get 26 points of damage every time, 6 seconds.
Not necessarily 26 points of damage. That just depends what the dice rolled out.
Oh, okay.
The Lithids weren't really down with this whole stuff going on, really, were they?
Well, I don't think
Bit mind control, really.
Do you reckon we could ask that Lithid over there?
The dead one.
Wait, what?
Dead one.
And reanimate dead?
Speak with.
Speak with dead.
Oh,
Should we go talk to it?
that's a
Has anybody
really good
got that
idea.
spell, though?
But can you talk Illithid?
Yeah, but
If it can talk our languages, then it should be right.
Okay.
Someone spoke to an Illithid before, didn't they?
I mean,
I think they spoke to us through
but they
telepathy,
spoke-
didn't they?
Telepathy,
they
yeah.
spoke common.
So they'd probably still be able to talk to
Does
us.
anybody have speak with dead?
no, probably not.
Learned?
I do.
Oh, I can tongue.
Learned.
I can put my hand up its arse and wiggle its mouth.
Well, it doesn't have an arse. That's the part of the problem. But he could grab its spine and
Spine, yeah. And tie some rope to its hands.
You could try it.
What do you reckon? Worth a shot.
Let's do it.
Okay.
But bear in mind about the time frame of these things coming through the wall. So be on your guard.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Where are we on that?
Shouldn't we wait for one to come through? and
I'll
go,
drag it out of the way.
Yeah, you can drag it back up. You can wait for one to come out, wait for it to disappear again, go down, drag the body, and pull it back up to the thing.
Okay. I think we only get 5 questions.
You get 5 questions.
In which case, one person asks the questions, nobody else talks.
Right. What do we want to ask it?
How do we get past the
Ember.
barrier?
Everybody looks at Ember because she talks when she's nervous.
Yes.
Yeah, but it won't know that because it was killed by the barrier going up, won't it?
Yeah, but it might know anyway.
So how are you feeling?
Okay,
Yeah.
you're
So
gonna
what we
cast...
do is, we'll walk Ember away, and then I'll cast silence so that it can't hear Ember.
I'm not going to ask it questions because it's dead.
Yeah, but if you
Okay.
ask us questions, it might answer.
The only questions I've been asking is Zed's questions.
Yeah.
So, spend your spell slot.
Do we just want to agree on what questions we want to ask it first, or?
That might be a good idea.
So how's being a Lithid working out for you?
When is your birthday? What are your
Yeah.
hobbies?
Yeah.
Do you like pina coladas?
Would you like
What are your future ambitions?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Yes.
Decomposed.
I guess the big one is, do you know how we get through this barrier? Although, given that he's been chopped in half, possibly
Or
not.
just how do we get to the Aboleth?
No, well, it's a barrier thing. We need to be asking about the barrier.
Well, if it tells us through the barrier, then the next question is how do we get through the barrier? But if the Aboleth isn't even behind,
We know we need to go through the barrier. No, we definitely need to go through here. We need to know how to bypass the barrier.
Barrier, how to kill the Aboleth, and what's inside there. And then 2 others.
Okay. Ask your
Okay.
first question. So, you cast a spell, and you watch as that strange kind of, the eyes kind of open for a few seconds, the tentacles twitch, then the eyes kind of milk over, and you kind of hear this thing take a breath. It needs to take a breath so that it can vibrate its vocal cords, but it doesn't need to take a breath because it's come back to life. So it's kind of it's weird to see this happen. And it just kind of sits, sort of lays there on the ground, waiting for your first question.
Zed, I'm going to have to hit the sack in a minute. I'm absolutely beat, and it's 11:15 here.
I know, I was just going to wrap up at the end of this bit.
Okay. So, yeah, I say to the creature, we're here to kill the Aboleth. We know it's been controlling your people. How do we get to it?
Follow the cave passage to the southeast. You will find it amidst the ancient ruins.
There's a barrier in the way. How do we get through it safely?
To pass the barrier, you must be dead, but not dead. Beyond the barrier, you can destroy its source.
Is someone wearing a zombie suit?
Is that a question?
No. That's a statement.
Technically, it's not. It's a closed question.
What's
Two questions.
inside? What's inside the barrier?
The servants of the Aboleth.
How many?
Or do we want to know how to kill it?
I think we want to know how to fake being undead.
How can we fake being undead to get past the barrier?
You cannot. You must die and become as they.
I know what to do. I know what to do.
Do we die in the water?
No. I know what to do.
Have we got some sort of item which does this?
Hello.
The pearl
We
or
can
something?
summon a ghost ship, remember?
The what?
Brilliant.
Ghost ship.
Yeah, we can.
Ghost ship from the very beginning of the campaign.
Yeah, because when we were on the ghost ship, were we technically dead?
Yep.
Yeah.
There you are.
Good call, Ember.
Was that our fifth question, or?
No, I think you've got one more left.
Oh, okay. How do we kill the Aboleth?
I want to say with prejudice.
With a big stick.
With extreme prejudice.
With extreme prejudice. Don't hold anything back and spend your resources if you've got them.
I would recommend an ICBM and a minimum safe distance of 100 kilometers.
That's right.
Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way. How do you kill? It will just simply say magic.
Okay.
As much magic as you can, but do not allow it to control you like it did my master.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, I've just been going through the party list looking for something that would help us. That ship isn't even listed on there.
No, it's not. It's
No,
not.
it's a pearl, isn't it?
And
It is.
at that point, the eyes kind of roll back. The last of the breath comes out of the mouth, and it sinks back down, dead. So, we're gonna leave it there. You know how to get through the barrier, and there
So
are
2 more weeks.
No, because I think getting through the barrier will be really quick now, and then it depends on what you want to do at that point, whether you want to twat everything or whether you want to go straight for the Aboleth. And whilst the Aboleth is semi-hard, it's not going to survive many rounds of an undead rage raging.
Dave, don't smile like that.
The Aboleth is semi-hard already in anticipation of our arrival.
Yeah, it's a tentacle stiffy. So we'll call it right there, and we're back next week. Is everybody around next week? 'Cause I think it's Good Friday.
I remember the ghost boat.
I am here next week, but I need to pop out to pick up the boy from his trip from France if he comes back and he's not on strike.
Magister can die.
But no, I'll be here, but I'll leave the stream going.
Yeah,
Will
Yeah,
I pop out?
already, aren't you?
That's true. But I'm not undead.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, welcome to the mind of a friend of mine who outlined a way to slow you guys down.
Did we need slowing
Because
down?
we needed that.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah, like you need to slow us down. I thought you were trying to speed us up.
That is really good, though. And well done, Ember.
Oh, that was Jerry and he's a cunt. I take it.
Is that on screen? Lovely.
Yes.
Jerry,
Right.
you're watching, you're a cunt.
Well, I didn't even know about the ghost ships. I had no way of figuring that one out.
There'd have been no reason for them to even tell Jelena about it. So
No.
that's fine.
Brilliant.
So
Right.
you are right that when you transferred over to the ghost ship, you were technically dead. But they needed you, so they were able to kick you back out. That may not be the same this time. You are voluntarily summoning the ship to die.
I have no memory of that.
With the hag in the room.
Session where you freed the hag, and it was the same set of sessions where Jet got festering Nobrot.
Yeah.
where
we met.
Oh.
We
jumped into the water.
There were a
two
number
wolves
of.
I was trying to talk to, and then someone just started killing them instead.
Literally like session 2 or 3.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, there were a number of.
Before we arrived at the port.
Yeah.
I believe that
It was like all within
my
a ghost ship,
character was-
which had kind of different sort of realms in it. Like there was a giant tree which we kind of found on board in a kind of place on the ghost
Which
ship.
we then went down into.
In there, found the sewers. Jet went Nobrot diving.
Unnecessary Nobrot diving.
There's a tavern down there. There was in the sewers was where the
you guys met me in the tavern in the
right.
That's right.
And
To be fair, he does owe us a favour, so we might be alright with this one.
My character was
That's
I
the
think,
reason we got
dead,
Pearl, right?
and I was in limbo, and that's where I was.
We have a honest and just reason to be doing this, so I think they'll let us out.
Actually, they gave us the ship because they were indebted to us.
you were given a one-use pearl to summon the ship at a time of need. Absolutely.
Does it come with a crew?
I will ask, have we used this pearl already?
No, we haven't used the pearl already. We still got it.
Right.
Wasn't somebody? Was it to do with rats or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a rat ship. Oh no, somebody.
The rat is the captain of the ship. Well, was the captain, and then we reinstated him.
Correct.
So will
Wait,
the crew
it wasn't
help
an
us
actual
with
rat,
the Apparan? Have we got a Lord of the Rings moments where we've got the crew of the ship helping us beat the Aboleth, or is it just going to be transport?
No. The crew of the ship cannot interfere.
Transport only, one-way ticket.
Brilliant. Right. Are we back on Monday?
We are back on Monday.
Fight Club. Part
Are we
2.
back next Thursday?
Yep.
Back Thursday. Fight Club Part 2.
I thought we were going to be ending today. This one.
No.
No, he said next 2. It's going to take about 2.
Ah.
I was expecting the fight to be that big that it was going to take 2 sessions. Not that we were going to struggle to get to it on the first.
No, the fight won't be that long. Once you fight the Aboleth, it's not going to be massively challenging.
But you say that.
Yeah. But I say that.
And can I just say, somebody put in chat, this is not a cardigan. The button's in there.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why do you need to tell us that?
Because, yeah. Right. Brilliant. I shall end the stream.
Can I just mention that Chat GPT is disturbing?
It is very disturbing.